few days later, including one off yesterday by rain, to see which team's going to advance.
Yeah, rain delay yesterday, or rain postponement yesterday, and it gives everybody a chance to catch their breath. And we've had nothing but good baseball this entire tournament. I'm sure for Musselman, they would beg to differ with we have is 7 errors in their last game out. And you hear from Coach Hartman talking about that Hedgesville game and how they let that one slip away. He saw the game earlier in the week against Martinsburg as a game they held on to win, and the game against Hedgesville, a game that they had every opportunity to win, but let that one slip away. And I think that's a very accurate description for Martinsburg. They have played 2 decent ball games, but they've got to find out a way to hit the baseball. They have been hitting the baseball really well up until the postseason, but it seemed like the minute the playoffs started, all of a sudden those bats went dry.
Yeah, a team coming in averaging 9.1 runs per game on the season as a whole, and yet Martinsburg has mustered up just 10 runs total in their 2 playoff games. They suffered the 6-5 loss on Tuesday here at home against Musselman, and then on Wednesday came back with a 5-1 victory against Spring Mills, keeping them alive and giving them a chance to host this game. Musselman, after the 6-5 win at Martinsburg, suffered a loss by that same score, 6-5 out at Hedgesville. And each of these teams with a day off yesterday. We'll see if that helps either one. It certainly did not change either lineup.
No, it didn't. Same from last night. Both coaches sticking with what they had. And lineups top to bottom batting, you wouldn't think would change all that drastically. But the interesting aspect was going to be pitching. Would anybody adjust based on, okay, if we win, what it may look like, as both of these teams, whoever wins, will need to beat Hedgesville twice in order to get to that regional round. But both coaches going, hey, we got faith in who we were going to put on the mound yesterday. Let's just push it one day and have the same matchup today.
The Applemen come in at 11 wins and 15 losses. They have gone 7-5 over their last 12 after a 4-10 start to the season. Martinsburg coming into this matchup at 19-7. They are winners of 13 of their last 15 and 17 out of 20 after a 2-4 start to the season. And a win in this one today would give Martinsburg their 3rd consecutive 20-plus win season. Well, there is your matchup. Let's send it to the studio, take a 1-minute timeout. On the other side of the break, we hear from both head coaches. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
We welcome you back into P.O. Faulkner Park as the Martinsburg Bulldogs get ready to take on the Musselman Applemen in this playoff matchup, an elimination game. The winner will come back and play out at Hedgesville tomorrow night at 7, while the loser will see their season wrap up. We had a chance to catch up with both head coaches, starting with Musselman's Josh Hartman, and ask him about the rain out and the effects of having that day off yesterday.
I mean, yesterday, of course, the thunderstorms, you can't predict the weather. You can't really control what happens with the sky. So for us, mentally, I think it helped us giving a day off. I really do. I think if anybody that would have been affected team-wise would probably Hedgesville, just for the fact that they had pitching lined up, and now whoever comes out between us and Martinsburg has a little bit of rest for their pitchers to recover for that.
Let's talk about what you've seen from your team in the 2 games in this tournament. One, a 6-5 win. The other, a 6-5 loss. Opportunities, obviously, in both.
Yeah, the 6-5 win, we found a way to hang on, and 6-5 loss, we found a way to give a game away. So obviously you want to come out on the good side of that, and we didn't give ourselves a very good opportunity to do that against Hedgesville.
Are you pleased with the way you're swinging the bat right now?
I mean, we've been hitting the well all year. We really have. Top to bottom in our lineup has been pretty good. So I'm absolutely pleased with the way we're hitting right now.
Let's talk a little about the pitching side of it. How deep is your pitching staff, and how deep will you maybe have to go depending on how this all plays out?
Well, even with the, like I said, with the delay we had yesterday, so I'm going with Dylan tonight. Dylan is probably my 3, and we're back with Blake back on the mound tomorrow if we're able to make it to tomorrow. So, and if we extend it to tomorrow, we'll have Jason coming on Monday. So, like I said, it worked out for us if we had that delay yesterday.
All right, do or die situation. How do you make sure your team comes in loose and ready to go?
You just got to go out there and have fun. Yeah, you got to have fun. I mean, pressure's on both teams, obviously, tonight. Like you just said, if we lose, we're done. If they lose, they're done. So we're just hoping to be able to extend it one more day and play as long as we can from this point.
Coach, thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
There you go. That is Musselman head coach Josh Hartman. Turning our attention now to the Martinsburg Bulldogs. We caught up with Aaron Byler and really asked him the same question to get it started, and that was about the day off yesterday with the rainouts.
Well, no, I think it was good for our boys to hit yesterday. You know, I don't think we were playing with a whole lot of confidence for whatever reason the first 2 games. So I guess we'll find out here in a little bit if the rainout helped and the day of hitting helped or not.
You look at a Musselman team that you saw just a couple of days ago, a tight ball game in that one. What are your thoughts heading into this one?
I think Musselman's playing very well. I think they had every opportunity to win that game in Hedgesville the other night. They're hitting the ball all over the field. We're going to have to throw strikes and catch it behind DJ Triggs, and we're going to have to swing it a lot better at the plate than we have been. You know, we kind of picked a bad time there, our first 2 games, for our bats to go cold, and hopefully, a night of hitting last night, and hopefully we'll play a little bit more loose and relaxed and be a little more comfortable with the 7 o'clock start tonight. You talk about pitching and Triggs. What does he bring to the mound? You know, DJ is going to give us a chance to win. You know, we got to make sure that he competes out there. He can't get flustered when he gets guys on base, and we've told him, you know, Musselman's going to put the ball in play. Musselman's going to score runs, and we have to handle that adversity. And we talked to him about the ups and downs of the games and try never to get too high and never to get too low and just kind of stay right in the middle. And DJ is going to have to do that tonight. Do you get a sense from your guys right now that they're loose and ready to go in a must-win situation? Yeah, just watching them up in BP, I think they're loose and ready to go, and we got all the confidence in the world in them. Coach, good luck. Thanks, Matt.
There you hear from Aaron Byler of the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Matt, both of these head coaches, kind of similar philosophies heading into this one.
Yeah, Coach Byler seems a little more loose than he was the last time we talked to him earlier in the week, and hopefully that comes through with his players as well. We know Coach Hartman has had the philosophy the entire postseason that, hey, just come out, relax, and play the game. They're the 3 seed coming in, and so most people weren't expecting them to necessarily be in this spot, but hey, they're here, so you might as well have an opportunity to continue to move on. And for Martinsburg, trying to do the same thing. Again, it's the time of the year where it's winner take all, survive and advance.
Matt, I go back to the 2019 sectional tournament, and Musselman started with the loss against Martinsburg, came back and beat Spring Mills, and then came back and eliminated Martinsburg before eventually falling to Hedgesville. It's kind of a reversal of roles in this postseason, as it was Musselman getting the win over Martinsburg, and now here they are meeting again. So let's see if the Bulldogs can do to the Applemen what the Applemen did to them 2 years ago.
Musselman has been the Cinderella story the last 4 or 5 years when you get to the sectional round, and we'll see if they have any more of the Cinderella magic left in them.
Well, let's take another break, and we will come back and get into a little more of this matchup and what to expect here in this one. We'll look at the pitchers as well as getting into our starting lineups. Our pregame show continues after this 60-second break. It's West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
We are back again here at P.O. Faulkner Park, along with Matt Crawford. I'm Matt Miller. We've got John Alderton running our TV10 camera, Donald Kinney, our on-site producer, Colin McLaughlin, our studio engineer. The Applemen and the Bulldogs for a second time in this postseason, and Matt, what will be a fourth time this year. The Bulldogs won the 2 regular season meetings. They had a third regular season meeting that got rained out at the end of the year. Musselman, of course, winning the last one. When you look at this series as a whole, Martinsburg has won 12 of the last 16 in the series, but 3 of the 4 wins for Musselman have come in the postseason.
Which is when it matters. Again, every coach will tell you in basketball where everybody makes the playoffs and in baseball where everybody makes the playoffs, and we're talking to coaches every year. Yeah, the regular season is important because you're trying to get better. You're trying to get a higher seed, but at the end of the day, you could not win a game in the regular season. If you win games in the postseason, that's all that matters, is going into the postseason and getting wins at the right time. And Musselman's been able to do that the last several years, and not saying they haven't been successful in the regular season, but it's for whatever reason they've been able to come out loose and kick it into overdrive once they get into the postseason.
They certainly have done well. Martinsburg has also, as we mentioned, a chance for them to pick up their 20th win for a third consecutive year. And the last time out in 2019 finished at 23 wins and 10 losses, and the year prior went 24-12. And back in 2018, remember, they won that regional championship and went on to the state tournament. So we'll see which one of these teams is able to come out of this game today, with Hedgesville waiting in the wings as the Eagles in the driver's seat, if you will. Hey, Matt, as baseball is getting ready to get underway here over in Section 2 here in Region 2 Class AAA, it's Washington playing at Jefferson after being rained out yesterday, and Washington has the 4-1 lead as the Patriots now bat in the top half of inning number 4. So a surprise there as the 2 seed leads the 1 seed.
Yeah, did not see that one coming, not over yet, and we know that Jefferson has the ability to turn the bats on, it seems like, any part of the game they need to, but did not see them jumping out to that 4-0 lead. Still up by 3 runs are the Washington Patriots, but at the same time, we've seen Washington be able to hit the daylights out of the baseball at certain points of the season, and we'll see what Jefferson can do to try to come back in that one. I still think if Washington's able to hold on and get the win, I still think the edge goes to Jefferson when you look at depth and you look at just how good they are at the plate, but certainly would be a unexpected win, if you will, for the Washington Patriots.
Meanwhile, in girls softball, action already underway with Jefferson leading Hampshire 11-0. They are in the bottom of the 4th inning in that matchup, and coming up about 6 minutes from now, our scheduled start time at 7, so too the start time for Spring Mills at Musselman in girls softball action. Washington waiting for the, winner of that one, where that winner would have to come out and then beat, Hedgesville, I should say, for the Spring Mills Musselman matchup. Hedgesville's waiting, and whoever wins between Spring Mills and Musselman would have to knock off Hedgesville twice. On the other side, coming out of that Jefferson Hampshire matchup, Washington is waiting, and again, Washington will have to be beaten twice. And there's the advantage of the win the other night. You know, how different would it be right now if Musselman does not commit 7 errors in that baseball game and finds a way to knock off that number 1 seed? It could be us being out at Hedgesville tonight, and Musselman would be in the driver's seat.
It's all about playing right at the right time, and we have 7 errors for Musselman in the last game, and baseball scoring is so much fun because it's really up to the discretion of who's keeping score as to how loosely or how tight you're saying an error is. Because I know you looked at both teams' game changers, because we generally do for pitch count verification or just to look at overall hits to errors in a certain game, and a lot of times we're within proximity. If it's not identical, we're within maybe a hit / an error if it's an in-between. But baseball scoring is just so much fun because we had 7 errors for Musselman in that game on Wednesday night, and neither team was even close on their game changer to giving Musselman 7 errors. And we went back and looked and go, okay, were we too critical? And going, I really see 6 or 7 errors. I mean, there's 1 or 2 that you could say, okay, maybe. I know Hedgesville gave them, 2 errors, and Musselman had an error or 2 in there?
The other way around. Musselman had 2. Hedgesville did have 5, and then we were there with 7. So just the way that scoring goes.
It's fun. Again, a tackle's a tackle in football, a basket's a basket in basketball, but you look at an error in baseball, and it's, well, maybe that's just a single, not an error. That would have been a tough – it's really discretion depending on who's keeping score.
Yeah, is that a play that you expect that high school player to make on a regular full-time basis? Was the ball hit right at someone? Did it have a bad bounce? Did it carry them one way or another? There are all kinds of questions that certainly can go into it. Well, Zeke Grissinger dragging the infield. The rest of the infield already in place. The freshly painted bases, home plate, the batter's boxes, all looking good. I tell you, it's a beautiful evening for high school baseball. It is Josh Hartman, the manager/head coach for Musselman, along with Aaron Byler of Martinsburg, meeting with our four-man umpiring crew. They exchange those lineup cards and go over the ground rules here at P.O. Faulkner Park. As they do that, let's see what is on those lineup cards with Matt.
Let's do it. Musselman comes in 11-15 is their record. They're the 3 seed in the section. In the leadoff spot for the Athelman, playing first base is Kyle Lohr. Batting second, doing the catching, Baden Hartman. Blake Hartman is hitting third and playing center field defensively. In left field, in the cleanup spot, is Jacob Miller. Jackson Shockey, the true DH for pitcher Dylan Stevens. He is hitting fifth. Hitting sixth is third baseman Liam Wilson. Playing shortstop and hitting seventh is Trenton Wolf. In the eighth spot is second baseman Sam Simpson. And rounding out the batting order for Musselman is right fielder Trevor Bohr.
We mentioned Coach Hartman in his second season on the field, third with the program. Again, no season last year in 2020. A record of 26-28 heading into tonight's game.
Martinsburg, the 2 seed, a record of 19-7. Coming into tonight's matchup. In the leadoff spot for the Bulldogs, Landon Siffert, he will play in left. Jack Rosenweber will hit second. He will start defensively at shortstop for the Bulldogs. Isaiah Morris is the starting right fielder. He will hit third. Caleb Edwards in the cleanup spot playing first base. Another true DH, and Jake Zittel hitting fifth. He will hit for starting pitcher DJ Triggs. Michael Lupus will play the hot corner at third and hit sixth. Hitting seventh is center fielder Shine Knotts. Wearing the number 8 and hitting eighth is the catcher Matthew Asanovich. And rounding out the batting order for Martinsburg is second baseman Hudson Clement.
The Dogs are led by Aaron Byler in his third year on the field, fourth year with the program. How about 66 wins, 29 losses? Assisted by Kurt Zarnecki, Bo Bartley, Zeke Grissinger, Buzzy Jackson, Aaron Pearson, and Larry Cooper. By the way, Coach Hartman assisted by Brian Klepner, Jordan Ambrose, and Mike Mackey. So there you go. We'll look at the lineups, the coaching staffs. How about the umpiring crew? As it seems like they're having a pretty good discussion out there around home plate. Dave Boyd, the crew chief, if you will, today, as he is behind the plate calling balls and strikes. We understand John Mason will be at first. Zach Stollifer will be at second, and Travis Habermail will be at third. A couple of young guys out there joining the umpiring ranks over the last handful of years. A pair of guys that played right here on this field at P.O. Faulkner Park, and it's good to see younger guys getting involved in the officiating of games, whether it be football, basketball, or umpiring here in baseball. Games don't happen without those guys.
No, and there's always a need for umpires and for officials as those numbers slowly dwindling, not just at the high school level, but going down to the Little League level. And anybody who wants to be involved, I think it's pretty easy to become a official right now and make some extra money on the side. And obviously, there is a need for them all the way from top to bottom.
The meeting at the plate area has concluded. We are just about ready for the introduction of the starting lineups to the crowd on hand here. The lights are already on, but will not take effect for a couple of innings, as we still have plenty of bright sunshine. This day originally had a chance for some showers right up to the early afternoon, but those dissipated very quickly, even the chance of them. And we have turned out to have a great evening for baseball. We've got partly to mostly sunny skies. Our game time temperature is at 82 degrees. Overnight tonight, look for a low around 61. Sunshine and hot for the day tomorrow, a high of 91. 63 the low on Saturday night. And then Sunday, sunny again, 91. And by Monday, partly sunny and a 40% chance of a scattered shower or thunderstorm. And once again, that high around 90. What happened to July? We've skipped right through to August. Those are August temperatures in the 90s, right?
Our game time tomorrow will be 7 o'clock. Apparently some SAT testing going on in the area tomorrow, so can't do what is normally a Saturday afternoon game. It'll be a 7 o'clock first pitch out at Hedgesville, and one of these two teams will be the opponent, and we'll find out who that is in the next couple of hours.
Yeah, thank you to Eric Grove, head coach of Hedgesville. Gave me a call last night to give me the heads up on that game time for tomorrow, as Hedgesville will be the host, and he was explaining those SAT tests going on, saying for that reason, rather than a day game, they'll look for the evening game. And frankly, when it's 90 degrees, might be even a little bit cooler as you get into that 7 o'clock start time out at Eagle Field. And, of course, a win by Hedgesville. They're the sectional champions and will advance to the regional. Remember, back in 2019, they were that regional champion, went on to the semifinals where they wrapped up their season at 25-9 with that very tough 1-0 loss against Hurricane. That was a heck of a game. Remember watching that one through the internet, and Hedgesville hoping for a chance to get to that regional where, again, they would face Jefferson.
Yeah, and the last two times we've seen a team get to the state championship game or go deep in the state tournament from the Eastern Panhandle, it's been tight games. I mean, you look at watching Martinsburg in Coach Byler's first year a few years ago, and they were in that game extremely late into that game, and a couple plays here and there they may end up getting that win. So the Eastern Panhandle has represented down at the state tournament pretty darn well recently.
And I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch there, because I did say something about, whether Hedgesville and Jefferson might meet again for that regional final. Jefferson still trailing Washington 4-1, and they are now in the top of the 5th inning. So Washington at the plate, and they have a runner at first with nobody out in that matchup. So interesting start in the winner's bracket, if you will, for Jefferson. And again, I wonder about some of the time off. Remember, there were several games in the final week of the regular season last week that got canceled due to rain. They already got the bye in that 3-team sectional, so should have played yesterday. But again, with the rain, that's an extra day off. You wonder. You just have to question what type of impact that has in a game setting like that. All right, as Martinsburg's starters are called, and they line up in the field, and down the first base line, the Musselman Appleman lining up. We get ready for the national anthem. We'll send it back to the studio. It's time for a 2-minute break, and on the other side, we'll take a deeper look at the pitching matchup and have today's opening pitch. That is next. It's West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
Carpal tunnel syndrome affects 13 million Americans and left untreated can cause long-term debilitation. WVU Medicine Jefferson Medical Center recently became the first hospital in the region to offer carpal tunnel release with ultrasound guidance using the new Sonex Health SX1 microknife. CTR surgery is an outpatient procedure and most patients return to normal activities within 3 to 6 days. For more info, contact WVU Medicine Board Certified Orthopedic Surgeon Brad Wright at 304-725-2663.
Back here at P.O. Faulkner Park, towing the pitching rubber, DJ Triggs, the junior, getting the start in this one for Martinsburg, beginning his warm-up tosses with Matthew Asanovich, white baseball pants, black jersey tops with the black lettering outlined in white and orange. The Dogs wear the orange cap with the black M outlined in white and the black bill on that cap. For the Musselman Appleman, getting ready to swing the bat to get it started, Kyle Lohr in that on-deck circle in the white baseball pants. The gray jersey tops, that Kelly green lettering and white trim. They've got a little bit of the green and red piping that starts at the neck and goes down across the shoulder down to the arm, and they are wearing the multicolored hats with the red back, the white front, the Kelly green bill, and the Kelly green M outlined in red on the front of that cap.
DJ Triggs getting in his last couple of warm-up pitches. He comes in, excuse me, a PO, pitcher only this year. 7 starts, and that is coming into this game, and that is all 7 of his appearances to this point. A 4-1 record, 24 innings on the mound, a 4.08 ERA in those 24 innings, 17 hits, 21 runs, 14 of those earned, 38 strikeouts, but 26 walks given up. So that walk count a little bit higher than I'm sure Coach Byler and Coach Zarnecki would like to see, but also pretty darn impressive strikeout number in just 24 innings.
Well, and this is a Musselman team that swings the bat, Matt. They will put it in play, and so let's see if they can be patient and force the action with DJ Triggs, or if Triggs is coming out throwing strikes, then, let's see what happens. We've seen some high walk numbers this year for pitchers, and again, some of that coming really early part of the season. Guys have settled down maybe a little bit later in the year. Kyle Lohr stepping into that left-hand batter's box. Here we go. First pitch, fastball up and away. That is ball 1, and the opening pitch coming at 7:08.
Lohr, a 370 hitter in that leadoff spot, 34-81, has added 14 walks to just 6 strikeouts, and he's been in the leadoff spot pretty much the entire season.
Next pitch in there for a strike, evening the count at 1-1. You mentioned all of those walks. It raises his batting average from 370 to his on-base percentage at 475. Swings and grounds this one back up the middle, over to his left. Sliding, fielding, spinning, throwing. Got him at first. It's Jack Reisenweber, the Bulldogs shortstop, with a great play.
Well, you know how good Reisenweber is at shortstop. That is no secret around the Eastern Panhandle and probably the state by now. But how deep that ball was hit, and not a whole lot of speed. Hard enough to get it deep into the infield, but just wasn't sure it was going to be quick enough that Reisenweber was going to have time to make a play at first. Lohr, especially being a lefty with that extra step out of the box, but a heck of a throw by Reisenweber. You see the arm strength route one, put a star next to that one.
Yeah, he covered a lot of ground to his left just to get to that one. First pitch to Baden Hartman is in there for strike 1. Hartman, a sophomore. Lohr, a freshman. So some young guys again at the top of the order for Musselman. Pitch low and outside, 1-1.
Hartman been a fun younger player to watch this year. Work his way up the order, really get more comfortable at the varsity level. Should be fun to watch over the next few years.
And this pitch missing down low, now at 2 balls and a strike. Hartman has that on-base percentage up there over 400 as well at 452. The batting average 391, no homers, 18 driven in. Some good RBI total at the top of this order for the Appleman. 2-1 pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball towards the second baseman. Hudson Clement in on it, catches it on that in-between hop, and throws on to first to get him. He came charging in on that baseball, paused at just the right time, and then caught it on that kind of in-between hop.
Yeah, never really stopped moving, kept coming in, even making that throw, and it hit that lip, and I think it didn't take as gradual of a hop as it had been taken on the grass. As soon as it hit the lip of that dirt, stayed down on it and was good enough to make the play. Nice strong throw, 2 down.
Triggs getting a couple of ground ball outs to get this one started, and now Blake Hartman stands in and takes in a breaking pitch, misses low and outside, ball 1.
Blake, a 459 hitter, looking for hit number 40 on the season. 13 walks as well, and second on the team in RBI at 27.
1-0 pitch bounces out in front of the plate and then skips off the glove of Asanovich high up into the air, into the netting right in front of us.
I wouldn't even say right in front. I mean, that one was
above us.
Yeah, that was 6-8 feet above our heads.
Dave Boyd, the plate umpire, walks back and picks it up out of the grass. Ready to go again as Hartman digs back in. The right-hand batter awaiting the 2-0 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Count 2-1 to the senior center fielder. Leads the team with that 459 average. 3 home runs, ties him with Jacob Miller, the 27 RBI, second on the team in runs batted in. He's ahead in the count now 3-1 as that 2-1 pitch misses down low and away. Triggs with the wide stance on the mound before getting into that windup. Now he's ready, and the pitch hit high in the air into deep center field. Knott's going back on it, still going back. He's there. Backpedaling makes the grab as he tumbles backwards after the catch.
Good catch for Shine Knotts. That was very well hit off the bat of Blake Hartman to dead straightaway center field. And it was a sideways run for Shine Knotts at the last minute. I'm not sure whether he thought that he could stop running and kind of slow down the camp underneath of it, but you called it perfectly. Made the catch as he was quickly backpedaling and hit the deck as he was making the catch, but held on to the baseball.
3 up, 3 down for Musselman in their first at bat. We're through a half an inning. It's Musselman nothing. Martinsburg coming to the plate.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Scoreless as we go to the bottom half of inning number 1. Landon Siffert, Jack Reisenweber, Isaiah Morris in the top of the order for the Bulldogs. They'll face Dylan Stevens, who's getting in his warm-up tosses right now.
Start number 8 for Stevens on the year. Appearance number 10, 2-3 record and 28 1/3 on the mound. Comes in with a 7.41 ERA, 38 hits, 38 runs. 30 of those runs have been earned, 25 strikeouts, 19 walks on the season. And man, we probably saw his most impressive outing in the 10-inning game out at Spring Mills earlier in the year. It was a heck of an effort for him on the mound in that one.
See what he can do in this one. Got to have a similar type of a performance. Landon Siffert in the right-hand batter's box. And the first pitch of the bottom of the first, a bit low and outside. That is ball 1. Checking in down at Sager Field. Still 4-1 Washington over Jefferson. Cougars batting bottom half of inning number 5. Pitch to the plate in there for a strike. Siffert was taking, and it's now 1-1. Great job by Braden Stottlemyre for Washington. Has held Jefferson to a run on a hit. Washington, meanwhile, 4 runs on 8 hits in that one. 1-1 pitch down low, 2 balls and a strike. Siffert, a sophomore in that leadoff spot. One of 2 sophomores, along with 5 juniors, 3 seniors in this Bulldog starting lineup. Pitch, a fastball on the outside corner, now 2-2. Siffert, a .310 average, a homer in 17 driven in, 27 hits in 87 at-bats on the season. Breaking pitch is inside for ball 3. Add in 12 walks, and that's a .417 on-base percentage. Siffert also has 15 strikeouts. Let's see what happens on the 3-2 delivery, and he sends one the other way. A line drive base hit into right field. Bohr over on it quickly will hold Siffert to the leadoff single.
Protective swing with 2 strikes on him. Just drove it off the end of the bat, right into the gap between Sam Simpson and Kyle Lohr at first and second. Leadoff batter on, see what Martinsburg can do with it.
Jack Reisenweber to the plate, the shortstop, one of the 3 seniors in this order. An outstanding senior season, as we saw in the top half of this inning, getting it done defensively.
And, man, I do have to correct myself. I'm sure Stevens would like to take credit for that Spring Mills game. It was Jason Myers on the mound. Went back and looked just to look at those numbers, and I need to correct myself on that one.
Breaking pitch misses high to Reisenweber for ball 1. Yeah, Myers went 8+ in that one, 8 1/3. Toss over to first, back in. On the dive goes Siffert. Early run's important in a game like this, right? It's an elimination game. Trying to put some pressure on your opponent. Martinsburg with a leadoff man on as the pitch to the plates. Just missing for ball 2.
We've heard from Josh Hartman all season long that when they get the bats going early, they usually put themselves in a position to win towards the end of the game. But at the games they haven't been in late, they have not been able to get those bats going early. So it's going to be big for Musselman. They're next that bat to try to get some swings in and get some people on base.
Speaking of getting swings in, Reisenweber swings through that 2-0 pitch right on cue. Reisenweber with that average at .452. That's 33 hits, 73 at bats, a couple of home runs, 22 driven in. Throw over to first is Siffert again. Back to the bag. Held on there by Kyle Lohr.
Had to dive back in. Pretty good move on the mound for Dylan Stevens.
15 extra base hits for Reisenweber. He swings and gets a piece of this one. Fouls it off the catcher, Baden Hartman. That one goes to the backstop, and it's 2-2. Hartman seems to be okay, although that never feels good.
No.
He gets a pat on the back from Dave Boyd, the plate umpire, as Hartman crouches back down.
The Little League chant, pick up the phone. Something's ringing in your ears.
Here's that 2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. He got him. Some late movement on that pitch, down and away.
Yeah, good pitch. The 13th strikeout on the year for Reisenweber on the mound. 26 strikeouts now for Dylan Stevens, but you look at Reisenweber, 25 walks to 12 strikeouts coming in, so that ratio pretty darn impressive. So if you get Jack Reisenweber out on strikes, make sure you remember that.
Yeah, you've done something.
Yeah.
One down with that runner still at first. It's a hole to hit through for the left-handed batting Isaiah Morris. First pitch to him. In on his hands, he pops it up towards the third baseman. Over to his left, Liam Wilson has it, and quickly retreating to first goes Siffert, just like that, 2 outs in the inning.
And we've heard the Martinsburg coaches talk about it when talking about the swing of Isaiah Morris. He's got a lot of power, but that power comes when he keeps those hands tight to the body, and it's a compact swing. And you could see in that swing a big load up and really up underneath of that, trying to lift it somewhere deep into the outfield. Ends up a inside-out cue ball swing and an easy catch for Liam Wilson to make on the left side of the infield.
2 down with that runner at first for Caleb Edwards. And the first pitch to him off the outside corner and low, ball 1. Edwards, the junior first baseman, in the cleanup spot. Siffert a short lead at first. Lohr holds him on, looking into that sun. He's got sunglasses, but they're on the bill of his cap. Pitch in there for a strike, 1-1.
Unless you have extremely polarized sunglasses, sometimes the sunglasses honestly make it worse.
Didn't realize sunglasses were so polarizing. If it's bright out, you need them. If it's not bright, you don't. It's pretty straightforward. Runner on the move with a 1-1 pitch fouled at the plate. Now with a ball and 2 strikes.
Man, Baden Hartman is getting abused behind the plate in this first inning. That's a second that has ricocheted off him off the bat.
The runner will have to go back to first. A little hit-and-run activity there for the Dogs.
They've stolen bases well this year.
They have, especially here in this postseason. We have seen them steal against Musselman and against Spring Mills. Counted a ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, a runner at first. No score, bottom of the first. Stevens ready, and the pitch. Outside corner at the knees. That's a called strike through. Very nice-looking pitch. A pair of strikeouts in the inning, one swinging, this one looking. Add that line out, and it's 3 straight retired after the leadoff single from Landon Siffert. 1 inning in the books. It's Musselman nothing and Martinsburg nothing.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Scoreless as we go to the top half of inning number 2. It's the 4, 5, and 6 hitters coming up for Musselman facing DJ Triggs. Madden, pretty solid first inning. 12 pitches, 6 for strikes. Set down the side in order.
Yeah, goose eggs across the board in 12 pitches. If he can keep that up, he's going to go a long way in this baseball game.
Jacob Miller, left fielder, cleanup hitter. One of 3 juniors in this Musselman lineup getting it started in this second inning. They've got 3 seniors, 3 juniors, 3 sophomores, and a freshman. So plenty of talent on this team that should be returning next year. Miller, a right-hand hitter, swings at the first pitch, pops it foul out of play along the first base line. 0-1.
I think helping Triggs out a little bit there. That one looked a bit high and inside. Definitely one you want to take a hack at with 2 strikes. But I get the eagerness at the plate, but you also got to be a little disciplined and have good vision.
Now this one well outside in the dirt, skips away from Asanovich, the catcher. Now 1-1 to Miller, who leads this team in runs batted in at 33, tied with Blake Hartman for home runs at 3, and is second in batting average at .409. 36 hits, 88 at-bats. Triggs to the plate, and the pitch down low for ball 2.
Two of the first 3 batters you saw in that first inning, there was at least 2 balls on them. It was a full count, or a 3-1 rather, to Blake Hartman. Not a habit you want to get into necessarily, but was able to work out of it in the first.
Triggs ready with the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball towards the second baseman. That one grabbed by Hudson Clement in the throw to first in time to get him. The way he came up, it seemed like he was a little surprised he had the ball.
Was that a mom look what I found kind of play? He definitely came up with a, oh, look, it's in the glove. He let that one get deep. It wasn't a very hard-hit baseball, so I'm not sure why he let it get that deep. And he was sitting there waiting for it. Again, defensively, not a habit you want to get into.
Hey, the play was made.
Yep. Still goes down 4-3 in the scorebook.
Jackson Shockey now the batter. Nobody on, 1 out, and the first pitch to him just low and inside for ball 1.
Shockey, the true DH today, a .305 hitter. That's where we've seen him most of the time he's been in the lineup, has been in that designated hitter role. 12 walks, 15 strikeouts on that stat line as well.
Watches this pitch just a bit low and outside. That went in and out of the mid of Asanovich. He'll track it down just a little ways up the first base line. 2 balls, no strikes. Yeah, Shockey at .305 on the average, but .453 on the on-base percentage. Again, there's those base on balls. And as a team, Musselman not bad in walks at 110 as the next pitch finds that inside corner for a strike. Now 2-1, but just 110 base on balls. So you're talking 42 more strikeouts than walks.
When you want to lower that strikeout number, obviously, as here comes the 2-1.
I went up and in. That's ball 3.
But you like the aggressive approach at the plate.
Yep.
Like at the high school level, sometimes you see teams in a 2-3 week stretch where they just get very passive at the plate and are waiting for that perfect pitch. Musselman, like it or not, and it may have lost them some ball games this year, but also probably won them quite a few with the aggressive approach they have at the plate.
Here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's a bouncing ball back up the middle. Ranging over is the second baseman. Clement has it in the throw to first in time to get him. Showed good range to his right, and then kind of a high leap as he pulled that one in.
And the middle infielders have certainly gotten their work today.
They have. That's already 3 times that Clement has been involved in a put-out. Jack Reisenweber has one as well at short. And, of course, his play, that fantastic play up the middle when he went down making the sliding catch, then spinning, standing, and throwing out the runner at first. Liam Wilson, the batter. Senior third baseman, right-hand hitter, backs that upper body out of the way of ball 1 high and inside. 2 outs, nobody on. First 5 retired by DJ Triggs. Good start for him. The 1-0, here it comes. That one down low, 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, first time we've seen Triggs. We understand he's pitched a lot of those kind of Saturday games, maybe those non-conference games.
But certainly has done so well.
Yeah, kind of getting his feet wet, but yeah, has done well with it. 4-1 with a 4.08 ERA coming in. Delivers a strike here, and it's 2-1 to Wilson.
It certainly doesn't seem nervous in this situation. No. Looks very confident on the mound.
Wilson hitting .357, no home runs, 6 driven in. 20 hits in 56 at-bats. He bounces this one over the head of the pitcher. It's the shortstop on the right field side or first base side of the second base bag, and Reisenweber fielding and throwing to first in time to get Wilson. There's another ground ball up the middle, and another nice play by a middle infielder as the side goes in order on 3 ground ball outs. An inning and a half in the books with the score still Musselman nothing and Martinsburg nothing.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
No score as we go to the bottom of the second inning here. Checking in over at Sager Field. Jefferson now batting in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Washington still with that 4-1 lead. Jefferson still with just 1 hit. Washington 4 runs on 9 hits. So, again, Braden Stottlemyre doing a great job for Washington on the mound, slowing down that very sturdy Jefferson offense. We'll keep an eye on that one as action continues here in the first pitch of the bottom of the second. A called strike to Jake Zittel.
Zittel, the high batting average for the Dogs this year, .460 coming into this game.
Takes a breaking pitch down low. That one in the dirt, getting away from Hartman. A ball and a strike.
Also has done a good job of getting on base when he's not hitting the baseball. 16 walks to his credit this year.
Yeah, and 23 hits.
Yep.
That's a .614 on base percentage, folks.
6 out of 10 times, not too shabby getting on base.
Not at all. Takes a strike here as the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. The junior in the DH spot in the number 5 hole, hitting for the starting pitcher, DJ Triggs. Here's that 1-2, low and outside, 2-2. Zittel to be followed by Michael Lupus and then Shine Knotts in this bottom of the second. Scoreless game. Taking his time, Dylan Stevens has the sign. 2-2 delivery, beautiful breaking pitch, taken for a called strike 3.
You could tell Zittel wanted to go after. He loaded and began to throw the hands and second-guessed himself, but he's going to want that one back. That was a good pitch to hit on 2 strikes.
Instead, it is the 3rd strikeout already for Stevens. It'll bring up Michael Lupus. Stevens in the first, we had him at 16 pitches, 10 of those for strikes. Gets the first out in this second and now goes to work on Lupus, and the pitch low and outside.
Lupus hitting at a 308 pace coming into today's action. 20 hits, 65 at-bats. Again, high walk number at 20.
Swings and sends one the other way towards the right field line. Ranging over is Trevor Bohr, and the right fielder on the run makes that grab in fair territory for out number 2.
Not an easy play to make. He's got to pick that one up in the sunny part of the field. That sun's setting to our left behind the press box. So the right side of the infield and right field having to pick the baseball up immediately going through the sun. Bohr got a very good read on it off the bat. Made that one look easy when it's not too easy to make a play in right field this time of day at P.O. Faulkner Park.
2 outs and nobody on for the center fielder, Shine Knotts, out of the 7th spot in the order, and the fastball to him high, ball 1. Knotts, one of the 3 seniors, along with Reisenweber and Clement. Here's a pitch, and Hudson, I thought Hudson was only a junior. I might have mismarked that. Look at my sheet. Pitch down low, 2 balls and no strikes. Thought Hudson had another year.
Trying to remember back to senior night if I remember his name being called.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking that same thing. Let me go back through my book and see if I maybe mismarked it somewhere. Yeah, he's a junior. I thought so. Pitch to Knotts in there for a strike. He was taken all the way on the 3-0. Ready with the next delivery. Stevens gets the pop-up on the infield. First baseman coming in down the line, and Lohr is under it and makes that grab.
Well, he didn't look too confident making that catch, did he?
Now, again, probably fighting that sun
exactly.
just a little bit, and maybe a little bit of a breeze, although not down on the field level. Seems like it's pretty calm right now. Well, Knotts on that 3-1 pops out to first. The inning is over and Martinsburg goes in order. We'll head to inning number 3 when we come back, and it remains Musselman nothing, Martinsburg nothing.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Tripp's at 304-229-7009.
Or visit trippsfloorsanding.com.
Here we go to the top half of inning number 3. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton on our TV10 camera. Donald Kinney, our on-site producer. Colin McLaughlin, the engineer at the studio. We're scoreless pitchers duel early on in this one. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Musselman. And as we go to the top of the third, in with the play-by-play, here's Matt.
Thank you, sir. It'll be 7, 8, 9 due up for Musselman. 1 hit combined so far in the contest, and nobody has reached on a walk yet. DJ Triggs out for his 3rd inning of work. He is perfect so far. No walks, no hits, no strikeouts either to this point. Only 25 pitches through 2 innings, so he is throwing the baseball well. Trenton Wolf steps in, the starting shortstop defensively for the Applemen. First pitch called, strike 1 on the inside corner. Wolf, I'm not sure, agreed with that one, as there was a quick glance up and glance back at Dave Boyd. But now steps back into that right-hand batter's box. A 306 hitter is Wolf. Gets ready for the 0-1. This one off the end of the bat, sent into right field. Moving in on it is Caleb Edwards. Out on it is Hudson Clement. A dive for Clement, but he's not able to get to the baseball. And there's the first hit of the evening for Musselman. It's a bloop single into right field for Trenton Wolf.
Tremendous effort by Hudson Clement, the junior, who made that sprawling diving attempt out in shallow right field. No chance for Morris to get in on it. As you said, just a little shot off the end of the bat that found a hole.
Brings up Sam Simpson, a 226 hitter.
Except against Martinsburg, where he's hitting like 400.
3 hits in the meeting earlier in the week. Squares around a bunt and can't get it down. Bunts through, a quick throw back down to first base, trying to throw behind Trenton Wolf. He's back in on the head first dive, and Simpson just couldn't make contact. Never really pulled that bat back, just couldn't get bat on baseball. And again, the lost start at the high school level is laying a bunt down.
We've seen those issues.
Triggs now out of the stretch for the first time in this game. Quick throw back over to first, or should I say moderate throw back over to first. Wasn't quite quick. Just keeping everybody honest. Back in standing up is Trenton Wolf. Triggs now toes that rubber again. Ready with the first pitch. Or the 0-1 pitch, rather, to Sam Simpson. Here it is. Breaking ball goes behind him and off the glove of Matthew Asanovich, and it'll be a slow stroll to second base for Trenton Wolf. Definitely did not get the release point or grip on that pitch that DJ Triggs wanted. Count 1-1, and now a runner in scoring position for the Applemen. Nobody down.
Yeah, that's a wild pitch. Not much Asanovich could do as that one went in behind and really almost above the head of the batter. That one missed badly.
And do you see Sam Simpson now square around the bunt again and get Wolf over to third base, and maybe only 1 out in the inning. Not showing a sign yet. He will be swinging away and make that taking. This one low and away, ball 2.
Now we do have a final in softball. Jefferson eliminated Hampshire in the Region 2 Section 2 tournament, 16-1 the final. So now Washington and Jefferson will play tomorrow, and Jefferson's going to have to beat Washington twice to claim the sectional title. Washington just needs a win.
2-1 pitch fastball, a little bit of inside movement on it at the end. Evens up the count at 2 to Sam Simpson.
Looking at Spring Mills Musselman in softball. They're now in the top of the 4th inning at Musselman. No score in that one.
Triggs set, looks back at second base. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a ball in the dirt. Popping up as Hasanovich off to make the throw. Went for the attempted tag on Sam Simpson, but out of the reach of the catcher. It'll be the K, and then 2-3 in the scorebook on the pitch in the dirt that Simpson chased. It'll keep Trenton Wolf at second base, and one down here in the inning.
Yeah, good job by Hasanovich. Able to get that pitch out of the dirt and being able to make that good throw to first, and he did a good job as well. He looked at Wolf to make sure Wolf was going back to second, not trying to advance.
And he knew he had time. Brings up Trevor Bohr, the lefty, first pitch swinging, rips one foul down the right field line.
The athleticism of John Mason, the first base umpire, somehow dodging that one.
Yeah, playing a little dodgeball down the right field line. Everybody now getting back into place, making sure he's good. Never hit him. He somehow pulled the matrix and avoided that.
He got out of the way.
0-1 the count to Trevor Bohr. Bohr, a .365 hitter in the bottom of the lineup. So a good average in the 9th spot in the order for the Appleman. Love to find a way to get him on here with just one out. Here comes the 0-1 off the plate with the fastball. Count even at 1.
He's another one of those young guys, a sophomore in this lineup. Again, some good young talent on the field for both of these teams.
Bohr steps back in, stands in the inside part of that left-hand batter's box. Wolf gets the lead off second base. Decent lead at second. And a breaking ball again that just didn't break, hitting the backstop hard. A throw down to third, but Wolf is in standing up. That's the second wild pitch, an extremely wild pitch we've seen this inning.
Yeah, something about the release point on a pitch. I'm not sure if he's trying to break it off in some way or what the situation is, but we've seen a couple that have gone high and outside to a left-hand batter, but we've now seen two like that one that have ended up as wild pitches going all the way to the backstop.
Trenton Wolf stands on third base, led the inning off with a single, and two wild pitches have put him just 90 feet away from being the first run of this ball game. And now an opportunity for Trevor Bohr on a 2-1 count. If he lifts one into the outfield somewhere, it could score a run. He's 14 driven in on the year. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Triggs. Swing and a miss. Strike two as Bohr chased that one up the ladder.
Yep, definitely helped him out there. Got to be a little more patient. But again, you got to protect now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Takes a deep breath before stepping back in. Triggs a little bit slower of a process and delivery when he's out of the stretch compared to the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, bouncing, and that one bouncing away from Hasanovich back to the backstop. Coming in, there won't be a play at home plate. Trenton Wolf comes in to score on the third wild pitch of the inning, and Musselman takes a 1-0 lead in the top of the third.
You hate to see that. You give up the leadoff single, you get a strikeout, you got a chance to go on and try to get the next batter still with a runner at first, and you wild pitch him to second, wild pitch him to third, and now a wild pitch to bring him in. You really would like to see Musselman have to earn that a little bit more.
And nothing Matthew Hasanovich at the plate could do about any of those three.
No.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch, a bouncer to the right side. Clement moves up, a favorable hop right to the chest, fires over to Isaiah Morris for out number. Make that Caleb Edwards at first base for out number 2.
Well, and that more than likely would have scored the run anyway when you look at the infield that had been playing back. But nonetheless, you'd like to have maybe seen that be a potential double play ball if you could still have Wolf at first base after the leadoff single, as opposed to the wild pitches that eventually move him not only to second, not only to third, but score him as well.
Back to the top of the order. Base is empty as Triggs now back out of the windup. Breaking ball. Doesn't quite break in. Misses high and outside, ball 1. It was a heck of a defensive play to retire Lohr the first time. That was the ball hit right back up the middle. The diving twist on the ground for Jack Reisenweber to retire him this time off the handle of the bat. A ground ball to second base, because where else has ball's been hit today but to the middle of the infield. Clement up with it, fires over to first to retire the side. Trenton Wolf with the leadoff single. He comes around to score on 3 separate wild pitches. It is 1-0 Musselman, bottom of the third. When we come back, Martinsburg due up to bat. We're back in 60 seconds.
Babe, I'm hungry.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. You pick.
Chinese?
No, not feeling it.
Mexican?
No, we just had that over the weekend.
You pick.
Let's go to the Cider Press restaurant. They have a new smoker burger. I think you'd really like it.
The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving, where the food is fresh and you feel right at home. Exit 5 right off I-81 in Inwood, or online at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. 1-0 Musselman leading Martinsburg as we go to the bottom of inning number 3. Due up for the Dogs. 8-9-1. That's Hasanovich, Clement, and Landon Siffert back at the top of the order. So far for Dylan Stevens, who's back out for his third inning on the mound. Just one hit, given up 28 pitches coming into this half inning, and has struck out 3.
He has been very effective. His ball to strike ratio has been pretty good there. He's done a nice job getting ahead of hitters.
His ball to walk to strike ratio?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm sure somebody's got that stat out there somewhere.
Yeah,
Baseball is the ultimate game of stats.
What is that, the BWS or something?
Hasanovich steps in, takes strike 1. That one knee-high with the fastball. Hasanovich, a .333 hitter. That's 16 for 48. 6 walks, 7 strikeouts. So 16 runs driven in this year. Takes one trailing away in the opposite batter's box. Hartman having to slide to his right to keep that in front. Base is empty, so no harm, no foul on that ball outside. 1-1 is the count to the batter. A narrow, open stance for Hasanovich, the righty. Takes a step and takes a hack at the 1-1 pitch. Lifts it foul over towards the first base dugout. Lure over, but runs out of room. Is that one out of play? Now the count 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hasanovich.
Yeah, not necessarily what you'd call a big open stance. Basically, it's a timing mechanism. As the pitcher gets into his windup, he very quickly kind of brings that front foot back, almost parallel, before then trying to stride into the pitch.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. This one off the end of the bat. A ground ball to Trenton Wolf at shortstop. He's up with it. Fires across the diamond. A low throw, but a good stretch for Kyle Lohr at first base. Never hit the dirt, but Lohr a good stretch to keep that one off the dirt. 1 down.
We have seen him make some nice plays at first over the course of this season and through the postseason so far. He has picked it well.
Brings up Hudson Clement, the junior-senior, according to Matt Miller earlier in the game.
Well, no, he's the senior-junior.
Senior-junior, my apologies.
Yeah,
Well, the whole eligibility thing at the college level is going to make that confusing, so let's just bring it down to the high school level. He is a junior, a .397 hitter, as he takes strike 1, the first pitch he sees. Getting that fastball. Hard of the plate, right around the knees. 27 hits on the season, 7 walks. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, fastball, a ground ball to shortstop over to Wolf. He is up with it, a favorable hop, and fires over this one high, and a good stretch at first base. And Lohr with a stretch that on a ball that was above his head somehow ended up in the splits, but makes the play, and now he's walking a little gingerly. I'm sure that one didn't feel great the way he landed, because there's no way that's a natural come-down process. Is that ball above his head, but lifting that front foot up and leaning when he came down, that front foot just sliding out. He really did end up like he was trying to make a pick in the dirt.
On the other element there, Clement stumbled a little bit coming out of the right-hand batter's box. Otherwise, he may have beaten that out.
Back to the top of the orders, Landon Siffert takes strike 1, so all 3 batters have taken the first pitch for a strike, and first pitch strike ratio got to be good for Dylan Stevens. Here comes the 0-1. That one a fastball up and away for ball 1.
Is that kind of like that stat we were talking about at the beginning of the inning when I couldn't speak properly? That's what I was talking about, that ball to strike ratio.
Out of the windup, the 1-1 pitch. This one trailing away from the right-handed batter, Siffert. Misses outside, ball 2, count 2-1. 2 down here in the bottom of inning number 3. Musselman with the 1-0 lead. Here comes the 2-1 outside corner, strike 2, count even at 2.
As you mentioned, Siffert now 28 hits with that hit back in the first inning.
Breaking ball, this one lifted right field. Shallow moving in on it is Trevor Bohr. He will call up the second baseman, Sam Simpson, and make the play in medium right field to retire. The side they go in order 1, 2, 3. That's now the last 6 that have gone in order for the Bulldogs. We'll go to the 4th inning. When we come back, Musselman up to bat with the lead 1-0.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Hartman, and Miller, the 3 due up for Musselman in the top of inning number 4. Sounds like a law firm, doesn't it? Hartman, and Miller.
I was thinking of that. Maybe accounting.
Baden Hartman, Blake Hartman, and Jacob Miller, 2, 3, 4 due up for the Applemen. They have the lead here at P.O. Faulkner in inning number 4, 1-0 over the Martinsburg Bulldogs. And, Matt, let's talk about a final that I'm not sure anybody would have predicted.
A final from Sager Field. Jefferson plated a run in the bottom of the 7th, had 2 on, but would get no closer. Washington wins 4-2 in the winner's bracket in that one. That means Jefferson now comes back out to play Hampshire in an elimination game. That one would be down at Sager Field, and the winner of that then has to beat Washington twice to try to claim that sectional championship.
I certainly did not see Washington being in the driver's seat in that section.
No, there is an upset there, no doubt about it.
Baden Hartman stands in, takes one low that bounces in right in front of the plate and then off of Anthony Vasanovich for ricocheting to the right. Ball 1 to Hartman. Hartman, a ground-out victim, his first at-bat, and to where else? Second base. Seems like that's every ground ball out we've had today. It's been to second base or short.
The Patriots with that win are now 12-14, while Jefferson is 22-3.
1-0 pitch low and away for ball 2.
There you go. That's an upset.
Yeah. Not a great start to the inning for DJ Triggs. He has missed well away from the zone his first 2 pitches. Now messing a little bit with that landing spot on the front of the mound.
Yeah. Seen that in the 2 games that we've broadcast from here in the postseason.
Here comes the 2-0 pitch. It's a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. Hartman looked like he was taken all the way. Saw 4 pitches in his first at-bat. This is the 4th pitch of the second at-bat. Coming from the right hand of DJ Triggs, and here is the 2-1 pitch. Fastball low, count 3-1.
Let's see if there's a little bit of a difference second time around, right? Triggs has faced every hitter once, got Lohr in his second at-bat to close out that 3rd inning, but now the second time through the order, what adjustments are made?
And Triggs has certainly slowed down in that delivery. Not quite the pace we saw in the first couple of innings. Is that one low in the dirt? Ball 4. First walk of the day given up by DJ Triggs, and the leadoff man on for the second straight inning for Musselman.
Yeah, and then you got to hope you don't see those wild pitches again. I mean, you go back to that 3rd inning, and it was a leadoff single, and then wild pitch to eventually bring home a run.
I believe we will see a courtesy runner for the catcher Baden Hartman, as he is already basically back into the dugout. Having number 5 walking out, that is Brandon Berry, who will be the courtesy runner.
Very good speed at first.
Barry now stands at first base. Nobody down. Blake Hartman stands in.
Remember, he was the difference maker when these teams met in the tournament opener. His 2-run home run in the 6th, the reason for the 6-5 win.
Breaking ball low, bouncing in front of the plate, and another pitch in the dirt that will allow a runner to advance into scoring position. And, Matt, right on cue as you mentioned it.
4 wild pitches, and the other 3 certainly costly in bringing home a run. Let's hope that doesn't happen all over again.
1-0 the count to Hartman when he steps back in. Takes his time. Now we'll touch the plate with the bat and awaits that 1-0 pitch. Triggs looks in, now comes set out of the stretch. Quick glance back at second base. Here's the 1-0 pitch, a breaking ball. This one ripped into left field, and that is down for a base hit. Siffert coming in. The runner will stay at third on the sharply hit ball into left field. Now runners at the corners. Nobody down here in the top of inning number 4.
There you go, big base hit. Hartman waited back on that one, turned on it, drilled it into left. Good play by Siffert, getting to it quickly, hitting his cutoff man, and making sure that the runner, Brandon Berry, did not try to score.
And that's heads-up baseball and good baseball IQ for Hartman, realizing that DJ Triggs struggling with control, so eventually he was going to slow down a fastball just to make sure he threw it down the zone, and Hartman waited back and found one to hit.
Now, how quickly do you put him in motion to try to get him into scoring position?
Not on the first pitch, as the first pitch misses inside to Jacob Miller. Was a fastball. Sliding over was Asanovich to keep it in front. Count 1-0 to Miller, who grounded out to second. His first at-bat, he led off the second.
Just the way you draw it up if you're head coach Josh Hartman, right?
Now Blake Hartman is on the move. A pitch low and no throw, no fake throw, no deke, no nothing. As it'll be a stolen base for Blake Hartman. 2 runners in scoring position, still nobody down in the inning.
Oh, Nasanovich didn't come up with the ball cleanly as he tried to pull it out of the glove. It kind of rolled off the hand. It seemed like it rolled almost down the backside of his hand before hitting the ground, so no chance to throw whether he would have tried or not.
2-0 the count to Jacob Miller as he stands in. You got to think he's at a point now where Triggs has got to throw a strike. He's not chasing one. He is going to be very patient at the plate. It's Triggs now dusting off the rubber. Now toes it again, looks in, gets the pitch, and is ready to go. Glances back at second. Here's the 2-0 to Miller. A fastball. This one fouled off and going off of Matthew Asanovich. Back to the backstop. 2-1. And the catchers have certainly had their fair share of action tonight that had nothing to do with anything they've done. Foul balls have been a magnet to the face guard and chest protector of both catchers.
Situation you want here with Jacob Miller up, your leading RBI man, cleanup spot in the order. Nobody out, 2 on, both in scoring position.
Here comes the 2-1 to Miller. Breaking ball. Chases it high inside, strike 2.
Miller has a propensity for that. 21 strikeouts in 88 at-bats on this season. But when he puts it in play, he's been getting hits.
Big pitch coming up here for DJ Triggs. Be a big first out of the inning if he can find a strikeout here. Here's the fastball, but it misses low and away, full count. Triggs 40 pitches coming in to this inning. 5 to Baden Hartman, 2 to Blake Hartman, and this will be 6 to Jacob Miller. So he's now upwards of 50 and still yet to get the first out of the 4th inning. Don't see anybody. No, there is somebody looking through the windscreen down into the bullpen. You see a silhouette, but no way you're picking up a number. Here's the payoff pitch on the 3-2. That one low and outside, ball 4. Second walk of the inning allowed by DJ Triggs.
Yeah, a pair of walks and a base hit sandwiched in between. The bases are loaded. Will there be a visit to the mound? Yeah, here comes Kurt Zarnecki, pitching coach for Martinsburg. Yeah, big chance here for Musselman. Every run so important in this elimination game with a 1-0 lead, bases loaded, and nobody out. And right now Martinsburg showing no real life offensively. They've been held to just 1 hit through 3 innings. For Musselman, they've scored their run on just 2 hits.
You imagine this is just a calm-down youngster meeting as the infield will stay in their positions. Just pitcher, catcher, and Coach Zarnecki were at the mound. That meeting has concluded. The batter due up is Jackson Shockey. The DH has 14 runs driven in on the season. 20 hits, 14 walks, 14 strikeouts. Or make that 12 walks, 15 strikeouts, 1 batter up. That's a preview of Liam Wilson, by the way, at 14 and 14. But a walk just as good as a hit in this situation with the bases loaded.
And Martinsburg will go ahead and pull the entire infield in.
Here comes the first pitch to Shockey. That fastball does find the outside corner. Strike 1.
Initially, it looked like they might keep the middle infielders back, a chance maybe to turn 2 and give up the run, but now they've drawn everybody in.
Out of the windup with the bases loaded. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 called.
Yeah, a pair of nice pitches from Triggs, finding that outside part of the plate against the right-hand batter.
Shockey went out to choke up and protect at the plate. Again, just want to put one in play. Triggs looks in, ready with that 0-2 pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
And he went right back to that outside edge again. Shockey did not choke up, as you might have expected. He went after that pitch, and it's a swinging strikeout for the second K of the game for DJ Triggs.
And now with one out, the middle infield will return to double play depth. Those corners going to stay in to try to cut down that run at the plate. Batter is Liam Wilson. He hit into what would be a double play ball, his first at bat, a ground ball to short. Here's the first pitch, and another strike. This fastball just below the letters.
Well, there
that's
you go.
Now 4 straight in the zone for Liam Wilson, who was struggling with command to start the inning.
And maybe Triggs just needed a little pressure, right? Hey, I got to throw strikes now.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That fastball trailing away. Count even at 1.
Yeah, trying that outside part of the plate yet again, but missed away.
Triggs taking his time before stepping on the rubber. Now looks in. Gets the pitch. Here's that 1-1 fastball the other way, and that's into right field for a base hit. 1 run will score. Coming in from third is Brandon Berry. Rounding third and heading home is Blake Harbin. The cutoff throw is held onto by the first baseman Caleb Edwards, and the lead now 3-0 for Musselman on the 2 RBI single for Liam Wilson.
RBI number 7 and 8 on the season. Big hit going the other way, putting it past Edwards at first and out into right field. Isaiah Morris getting it in quickly, but really had no chance. Hartman has great speed coming from second base following Berry, who easily scored from third.
Jacob Miller moves first to third on the base hit. It's a good base running by Miller. Also has a lot of speed on the bases. Liam Wilson now stands on first, gets his lead. 1 down here in the top of inning number 4. The batter is Trenton Wolf. First pitch to Wolf. Takes it for strike 1.
Yeah, working that outside part of the plate again. And Wilson going the other way with that, right? He had been working outside. Wilson didn't try to do too much with it. Just got the bat out there on the ball and sent it the other way for a hit.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Triggs. That one trailing away. Ball 1.
Remember, Wolf had that bloop out into shallow right his first time up. That was just past the dive of second baseman Hudson Clement, who was moving back and to his left to try to get to it.
1 down, 3-0 the lead for Musselman. 1-1 pitch. This one lifted to the right side of the infield. Hudson Clement pretty much staying in his defensive position and will make the catch. A little tease at third base for Jacob Miller as he takes a few steps off the bag, but he wasn't going anywhere. 2 down.
That is the 6th time he has been involved in a putout so far in this one. Hudson Clement all over the place. The others ground ball outs. This one a pop out.
2 down as Sam Simpson steps in, the Bulldog killer at the plate.
Yeah.
Struck out his first at-bat, but did warrant a throw to first as he chased the ball in the dirt. Sonovich fired to Caleb Edwards at first, so it was a K going 2-3 in our scorebook. On the move from first is a ground ball. Reisenweber going to have to retreat back to shortstop. Fires over to first but makes a play. That's a great defensive play for Jack Reisenweber. Moving from first to second on the pitch was Liam Wilson. So Reisenweber is moving towards the second base bag, and Simpson sent a ball back the other way. So Reisenweber throws the brakes on, goes back, gets the baseball, and makes a very good throw over to first base. 2-run score in the top of the 4th inning. Musselman's lead is 3-0 over Martinsburg. We are back for the bottom of the 4th next.
Carpal tunnel syndrome affects 13 million Americans and left untreated can cause long-term debilitation. WVU Medicine Jefferson Medical Center recently became the first hospital in the region to offer carpal tunnel release with ultrasound guidance using the new Sonex Health SX1 microknife. CTR surgery is an outpatient procedure and most patients return to normal activities within 3 to 6 days. For more info, contact WVU Medicine Board Certified Orthopedic Surgeon Brad Wright at 304-725-2663.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
It's an elimination Friday night in the sectional round of the West Virginia High School Baseball Playoffs. And right now the edge going to Musselman 3-0 as we go to the bottom of inning number 4 for Martinsburg. Just one hit so far, and they need to find the bats and find them relatively quickly as they are slowly running out of outs, not only in the game, but for the season. If they can't find some consistency at the plate, it's been their Achilles heel the entire postseason so far, is just finding that consistency at the plate. Jack Reisenweber, the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 4th, as he takes strike 1 on the breaking ball from Dylan Stevens. Stevens now 40 pitches, 41, as Reisenweber takes strike 2.
Yeah, very nice pitch there. Good movement at the end. He got Reisenweber swinging at a 2-2 pitch his first time up.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch, that fastball. Good chase pitch, but missed off the plate for ball 1. Reisenweber, a .452 hitter coming into the game, and as you mentioned, a strikeout in his first at-bat. Here comes the 1-2 breaking ball off the handle, foul over back towards the softball field.
Yeah, able to fight that one off. Not a good pitch to put into play anywhere, but you couldn't let that one go by.
Out of the windup, here comes the 1-2 pitch from Stevens. That one inside, did it get? No, off the glove, not off of Jack Reisenweber. It's off the glove of Baden Hartman. Evens up the count at 2 apiece. The way Reisenweber twisted around and the ball ricocheting back to the backstop. Wanted to make sure that it didn't hit Reisenweber.
Now second time through the order facing Stevens. Let's see if Martinsburg can make any adjustments.
The senior Reisenweber steps back in, awaits that 2-2 pitch. Here it is, breaking ball, high and inside for ball 3. The count is run full. So after back-to-back strikes to start the at-bat, a foul ball mixed in there and 3 out of the zone. It's a good at-bat for Reisenweber.
They were checking it out. Apparently they count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Do you have 3-2?
Okay, there you go, 3-2.
Okay,
now Dave Boyd gives us the 3-2. Initially he put 2-2 out there.
There's the payoff pitch off the end of the bat, lifted into the center field. Blake Carpal moving back on and will make the catch on the run. Not quite basket style, but that glove out in front as he made the catch moving to his left. All right, 1 down.
Certainly seemed like he made that catch snow cone style. Looked like a little baseball sticking out of the end of the glove as he reached out for it there right at the end of that play.
Isaiah Morris, the big lefty, stands in. Second time through the order, as Matt mentioned, and the heart of the order has got to get something going here for the Dogs. First pitch takes above the letters for ball 1 to Morris. A big cut his first at-bat. Turned into a pop fly to the left side of the infield. Another hearty cut at this one. Sends it down that third base line, but out of play, foul.
Yeah, and another pop, as you just said.
And you see that practice swing. He puts the right hand, so the front hand to a lefty, on the top of that bat is kind of the drill to keep that cut short. See if he does it here. This one a ground ball to the right side. A diving play by Lohr, but it gets past him into right field for a 1-out base knock for Isaiah Morris.
Oh, and there you go. That was a little more compact swing. Making contact, putting it in play. Nice attempt by Lohr, the first baseman, with the dive, but just couldn't get to it. See if that's a starter for Martinsburg.
And Morris has got the power, so even if he hits it on the ground somewhere, you know you're going to hit it hard. And it's the struggle of teaching a young kid with power that you don't try to lift up into the air every single time. Try to find a gap somewhere and hit it hard. Home runs are fun, but you're not going to hit them every at-bat. Breaking ball first pitch to Caleb Edwards. That one high and inside, ball 1.
Martinsburg trying to get some offensive life. A leadoff single in that first for Siffert, but that had been it.
Check back over to first. Morris back in on the dive.
10 straight batters retired after that leadoff single before the single from Morris, who's at first now.
Stevens comes set out of the stretch. Swing and a miss. Count even to Edwards at 1 apiece. Edwards, a strikeout victim, his first at-bat on 4 pitches. Looks down the third base line, gets the sign from Aaron Byler.
Love watching Morris get his lead at first. Digging that front foot in. Back end shakes a little bit as he gets into position.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That fastball in or third, about belt high for strike 2.
Yeah, pretty good pitch there from Stevens. Another one of those that's hard to do anything with as a right-hand batter.
And the only thing you're going to do there is hit it off the handle somewhere. So either way, it's not going to have a whole lot of power behind it wherever it goes. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one low. Ball 2.
Edwards trying to be patient. Got to make something happen here. One out, a runner at first. Jake Zittel due next. As you said, part of the order, second time around against Stevens. And middle portion of this ball game, you want to see something happen.
Edwards, a long look is a plethora of signs coming from Aaron Byler.
A plethora?
Plethora, cornucopia, if you will. Swinging and fouls this one off out of play. Again, back towards the softball field. Let's do that 2-2 again. Morse, aggressive lead at first base the first couple of pitches.
I am used to the term a can of corn in the game of baseball, but not the cornucopia.
Just same family. Distant cousins. Stevens gets his pitch, comes set. Here's the 2-2. A ground ball to the shortstop, a double play ball. Trenton Wood fires over to second. Now Simpson over to first. A ball that gets by Kyle Lohr as it went past him on a bounce, and it'll go down as a fielder's choice in the book. And Lohr, it took a favorable hop, just wasn't able to watch it all the way into the glove. We've seen him make plays that are much tougher than that.
Yep, and let's see, Josh Hartman coming out, wants to talk with our second base umpire, Zach Stolifer, wondering if he is asking for some form of an interference with the runner Isaiah Morris going into second base, ultimately creating that errant throw at first. Again, you can't assume a double play,
Nope.
so it's not an error. Edwards reaches on the fielder's choice with Morris being erased. Let's see. We're going to get the umpiring crew together now. Everybody's going to talk about it and make sure.
When you got 4 of them, you might as well.
Yeah.
That's the one nice thing about playoff baseball is you now have somebody at just about every angle on the field.
Well, Matt runners at the corners for Spring Mills, it looks like, in the top of the 6th inning in that softball game against Musselman, and there's still no score in that one.
Runner will be called safe at first. So our umpires get together and say, hey, nothing wrong with that play on the slide into second base for Isaiah Morris. 2 down in the inning. Runner at first base. Brings up the designated hitter, Jake Zittel. Zittel stands in as Stevens comes set out of the stretch. Ready with the pitch. Breaking ball in for strike one. Good movement on that pitch.
Yeah, he's had good movement on it throughout this ball game. Has picked his spots to use that pitch. He's mixed in his fastball well and has hit his spots.
Here comes the 0-1 to Zittel. This one off the end of the bat and past Sam Simpson, who's moving to his right at second base into center field for a 2-out base knock. Moving to second base is Caleb Edwards. So 2 down, but now 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position for the Bulldogs.
There you go, a pair of base hits in this inning, and Martinsburg has a runner in scoring position, and this will be the first time in the game that they've been in that position. Siffert, after his single in the first, never moved past first base. And with Morris, the single earlier in this inning, erased at second, the Dogs finally have someone in scoring position.
And Martinsburg, no stranger to scoring with 2 outs this season, and especially this postseason. It's the first pitch to Lupus. Misses low for ball 1. I shouldn't just say Martinsburg. Everybody scoring with 2 outs this postseason. Dylan Stevens, or I should say, set, delivers the 1-0 pitch. That one low for ball 2. I'm pulling a you combining names from the other night. Runners get their lead off first and second. Lupus awaits the 2-0 pitch. That's a called strike 1 on the inside third.
A good pitch. He needed that strike. Did not want to go 3-0 in this situation.
Stevens comes set. Here's the delivery of the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
And again, took a little something off that one. Good movement at the end of that pitch as Lupus was swinging.
And a big situation for Michael Lupus. For Martinsburg, you would like to at least get 1 here with this opportunity. Here comes the 2-2. That one outside, ball 3. Count is full, and with 2 down, the runners at first and second will be on the move with the pitch.
Lupus does have 20 walks to go along with his 20 hits on the season.
18 runs driven in. Here's the payoff pitch. The runners on the move, 3-2. That one inside, ball 4. Bases are loaded with 2 down.
Yep, missed inside. Good eye by Lupus, watching that one all the way. And now with the bases loaded, a golden opportunity for Martinsburg, down by 3.
The batter is Shine Knotts. That's 19 RBI on the season. Also 19 walks. A walk as good as a base hit in this situation. And the first walk of the day on the mound for Dylan Stevens. Here comes the first pitch to Knotts. That one misses inside, also a little high for ball 1.
Well, Martinsburg gave up 1 in the third, 2 in the top of this 4th inning, trying to answer in the bottom of the 4th.
Here comes the 1-0, a fastball fouled off. Back to the backstop. Count even at 1 as the sun now going below the hitting and indoor training facility here at P.O. Faulkner. So the light's going to start to take full effect as now no more shadows on the field. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Shine Knotts off the end of the bat. Moving to his right on the run is Blake Hartman. He will move over and make the catch. The Dogs will leave the bases loaded in the bottom of the 4th inning, and they trail Musselman 3-0. We're back with the 5th inning when we come back after this 60-second break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Tripp's at 304-229-7009.
Or visit trippsfloorsanding.com.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. Before we get back into action here, Matt, do we have a update from what is a pitching duel in the southern end of Berkeley County on the softball field?
We told you Spring Mills had runners at the corners in that top of the 6th inning. Musselman got out of it, still scoreless. The Lady Applemen batting in the bottom of the 6th. Jefferson, by the way, already eliminating Hampshire over in Section 2. That final from earlier at 16-1. And in baseball, if you missed it earlier, Washington pulls the upset, knocking off Jefferson 4-2.
Winner of this game in front of us as we go to the 5th inning. 3-0 is the Musselman lead over Martinsburg. The winner of this one gets a date tomorrow night against Hedgesville. Hedgesville in the driver's seat in this section. So whoever wins this game will have to beat Hedgesville twice to reach that regional round next week. Or 2 weeks from now. My apologies.
Yeah.
2 weeks to get the sectional done, 1 week to get the regional done before the state tournament. Trevor Bohr, the batter to start the inning for Musselman, takes the first pitch outside. It'll be 9-1-2 for Musselman here in the 5th inning. That's Bohr, then Lauren Hartman. Bohr squares around a bunt, pulls back, and takes this one low and inside for ball 2. Saw Triggs labor a little bit his last inning of work. He's got 65 pitches now thrown in the game is what we have as an unofficial total. He's given up 2 hits, struck out 1, but also walked a pair of batters last inning. Bohr again going to square around a bunt and pull back. This one catches the outside corner for strike 1.
A much needed strike 1, you might add. I see a 5 over there in the bullpen area. That would be Carson Buber. Not sure if he's warming up or just helping someone else warm up.
The 2-1 pitch high and outside. Again, just didn't get the right drop or the right grip on that pitch, as we've seen a couple miss well away from the zone from DJ Triggs tonight. And Carson Buber has seen his fair share on the mound this year in relief. Again, in the situations, more weekend non-conference games. 3-1 pitch taking a hack is Trevor Bohr. Fouls one off out of play. Back towards the concession stand. Count full.
Martinsburg's got to find some offense as this one continues. 236 runs they have scored through 26 games coming in. That's 9.1 runs per game. and yet they haven't scored more than 5 in a single game in this postseason and are scoreless right now.
That 3-2 gets past Hasanovich, who had popped up out of his crouch and moved into the opposite batter's box. That goes 2 feet over his head to the backstop. You may have been able to hear the thud in our crowd mic. And that is the third walk of the game allowed by DJ Triggs, and Aaron Byler going to take a stroll to the mound.
For those familiar with Bull Durham, that's the third time he's hit the bull.
Yes.
Almost the identical same spot.
And it looks like we will have a pitching change, as coming into the game is number 5, Carson Buber. DJ Triggs has finished his day on the mound. Or no, we'll have Jack Reisenweber coming in from shortstop. So Carson Buber going to go into the field. So while Reisenweber gets in his warm-up pitches, we will step aside and take a 60-second break. Back with more of inning number 5 when we come back. Nobody down, runner on first. Musselman leads Martinsburg 3-0.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender. Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. Jack Reisenweber, the man out of the bullpen for Martinsburg. DJ Triggs going 4+, 3 hits so far, or 3 hits to his record, 3 runs so far, but the runner on first base would be his responsibility. 3 walks and 1 strikeout.
Tough spot for Reisenweber, although with nobody out, just 1 runner on at first. When you've been playing short the whole game, not an easy transition to go to the mound.
Back to the top of the order, so lefty Kyle Lohr. He squares around, pops a bunt up right behind home plate. Hasanovich could not quite get to that baseball. Reisenweber was coming in quickly from home plate, I guess, or from the pitcher's mound towards home plate, hoping that one would stay up in the air a little bit longer. Backspin on the baseball, took it behind and to the left of Matthew Hasanovich. Strike 1 at the plate to Kyle Lohr. Lohr again will square around a bunt, pushes this one right in front of home plate. Hasanovich coming out in front will fire down to first and get Lohr by a step, but a sacrifice for Kyle Lohr as he moves Trevor Bohr to second base.
Well, just what you wanted. So he pushed that bunt a little bit up the third base line, got it out away from the plate enough that the catcher going out to get it could not make a play on the lead runner. Reisenweber coming in off the mound, or even Lupus coming down from third, couldn't make the play. Well executed.
1 down, runner in scoring position for Baden Hartman. A walk in this game so far. His first pitch swinging, lifts one into center field. Shine Knotts moving in and will make the catch for out number 2.
Big out there on just 1 pitch with that runner now in scoring position. A chance for Reisenweber to get out without any damage. It's the 9th appearance for Reisenweber, who does have 1 start, a record of 1-2.
And they will intentionally walk Blake Hartman with first base open to get to Jacob Miller. Hartman does have a hard hit ball in the game, but you just walked a 459 hitter to get to a 409 hitter.
Yeah, but you also
playing the odds for today.
Well, and you're also talking about Hartman, who hit that key 2-run home run in the 6th inning in the 6-5 win in the opener of this tournament a couple days ago.
First pitch to Miller. This one high inside. He takes a hack at it. Goes over to shortstop and off the glove of Carson Buber into left field and gets away from Landon Siffert. Rounding third base and coming home to score is Trevor Bohr. Rounding third and coming in to score from all the way from first is Blake Hartman, and the lead up to 5-0 for the Applemen.
Oh, that is tough. Just a bad bounce right at the end of that play, and Carson Buber at short, moving back and to his right, reaching for that one as it took that awkward carom and then nicked off his glove, and that didn't help either.
And Siffert coming in a good backup position for where the baseball was hit, but not expecting where that ball was ricocheting. Nothing he could really do in left field. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Jackson Shockey. That one coming more inside as it got to the plate.
More on Reisenweber's numbers, a 4.04 earned run average in 17 and a third innings, 20 hits, 18 runs, 10 earned. He has walked 14, has also struck out 14.
Here comes the 0-1. Fastball outside for ball one. All right, here's the time for us to disagree. What do you put in your scorebook for that one?
I haven't made up my mind yet.
I haven't either. That's why I was asking. Gary Geffert's in the house. We're going with his philosophy here.
A ball to the shortstop is one of two things. It's an out or it's an error.
Here comes the 1-1 to Shockey. Check swing at the plate. Called. Strike two at the plate. Didn't matter if he went around or not. Count 1-2 now to the designated hitter.
There is no in-between. That was an awful tough play.
It was. And I'm not sure
Buber,
he's getting Miller at
because
first
of the bad
base.
Hop, right.
Yeah. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one, again, a little late movement on it. Finishes off the plate count even at 2. I'm thinking it's a single, and an error gets him to second base. Or not a single, but the ricochet gets him to second. It wasn't a true double. Break even on the 2-2 coming up. Here comes that 2-2 pitch. Called strike three on the outside corner. Again, good zip on that fastball and late movement as the side is retired. 2 runs come around to score in the inning for Musselman. Their lead now out to 5, and Martinsburg needs to find some offense and find it quick. We'll see if they can in the bottom of the 5th when we come back.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
To the bottom of the 5th we go. 5-0 is the Musselman lead over Martinsburg. And after some discussion in the press box but amongst ourselves, it's a 2 RBI double for Jacob Miller as the 2 runs will score on RBI, we believe, because if we're not going to call it an error, there was nothing that necessarily advanced Miller to second on an error in the outfield, as nothing Siffert could do other than follow the baseball. So it'll be a 2 RBI double for Jacob Miller, and Musselman now a commanding lead in this game at 5-0. First pitch takes strike one for Matthew Asanovich. 8-9-1 due up for Martinsburg here in the 5th.
Yeah, very commanding lead when you consider the Martinsburg just hasn't put up much offensively.
Swing and a miss as Asanovich chased that one inside, quickly behind on the count 0-2. And looking into the dugout down the third base line. Not a whole lot of energy for Martinsburg right now. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. This one lifted into foul territory down the first baseline, moving over onto this Kyle Lohr, and he runs out of room.
Yeah, Martinsburg game changer. They went with the double as well. Wanted to just go see. Let's find out what the scorekeepers for the 2 teams might be thinking. And again, the Musselman game changer not active at this moment.
Again, ready with the 0-2 pitch. Here it is. Off the end of the bat over top of the press box. Count stays 0-2.
Go back to that first meeting between these two, which was on Tuesday. Martinsburg scored their 5 runs. They did have 8 hits, but scored all 4 of the 5 in one inning.
Ball pulled by Matthew Asanovich into left field between the shortstop and the third baseman. It's a leadoff single for the Bulldogs.
All right, let's see if that means anything. Martinsburg got a leadoff single in the first, never got the runner past first, and have not had a leadoff man on since then.
A courtesy runner for the catcher at first base. It's Peyton DeMarco. He has been the number one runner off the bench for Coach Byler over the last couple of weeks. Some speed from the senior on the base pass. Hudson Clement stands in, a ground out his first at bat. Here comes the first pitch. This one cued off the end of the bat, foul going over towards the first base dugout belonging to the Appleman. And Stevens has yet to miss the zone yet this inning.
So 5 runs on 8 hits in that first meeting between these two. 5 runs on 7 hits then in the 5-1 win against Spring Mills. So 10 runs on 15 hits through 2 games. 4 hits now, no runs in this one.
Clement stands in and rips one down the left field line. That's a fair baseball. Rounding second, going to third is Peyton DeMarco. He may have the opportunity to score. Byler's going to wave him around. He touches third base and going towards home. Relay comes in, and Peyton DeMarco going to come around to score from first base on the RBI double for Hudson Clement. Martinsburg is on the board. It's 5-1.
There you go. Let's see if that brings a little life to this Bulldog offense. 19 runs batted in now for Hudson Clement. Turned on that pitch and able to hit it down the left field line. And you saw the speed of DeMarco, no hesitation. He knew from the crack of the bat that it was an opportunity to score from first.
See if that gives some momentum to the Martinsburg dugout. 5-1 in the bottom of the 5th, and boy, did Martinsburg need that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Giving up a run in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 2 in the top of this 5th. Bottom of the 5th inning, Martinsburg able to answer. But now you got to have more.
Back to the top of the order, it's Landon Siffert. Stands in that right-hand batter's box. First pitch to him. Takes strike one in the outside corner. The corners are playing in, expecting a possibility of a bunt to move Clement to third base with nobody down in the inning. No indication on that first pitch. See if Siffert squares around here. Throw back to second. And Simpson having to throw the brakes on as that one never even got to the second base bag. He had to slow down. Is that a slightly errant throw?
Yeah, that's
played by Sam Simpson.
Second baseman moving over and had to reach up and behind to pull in that throw.
Here comes the 0-1 to Siffert. That one low and away. Ball 1. We have a final from the softball game in the south end of the county. Musselman gets the 1-0 win over Spring Mills.
That's a walk-off because they scored in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Siffert off the handle. That looks like it's going to drop in for a single, and it will, right in front of Trevor Bohr. Holding at third base is Hudson Clement, and runners at the corner. Still nobody down here in the top of the 5th.
There you go. 3 straight hits to get this bottom of the 5th inning started for Martinsburg, and some new life for the Bulldogs.
Don't see any action down the right field line yet. The away bullpen.
Quick conversation as Trenton Wolf, the shortstop, meets up with Dylan Stevens, the pitcher, right in behind the mound in the grass between the mound and second base. Little glove bump at the end of that conversation and ready for action.
Brings up Jack Reisenweber, and the senior takes one just a bit off the plate and high. Did not miss by much. Reisenweber 0 for 2 on the day.
Yeah, do if you will.
Yeah, he's driven in 22 on the year. 23 just 90 feet away, a swing and a miss for strike one. Took a good hack at it. Tried to pull it, Clement. Looked like he was trying to pull one down that left field line.
Pretty good pitch, though, from Stevens up and in.
No doubt about it. Siffert gets his lead off first base. Breaking ball catches the inside corner, strike 2.
Very tough pitch for a right-hand batter to do a whole lot with.
Stevens comes set out of the stretch. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. This one lifted foul out of play. That one going down the right field line. Let's do that 1-2 again.
So Spring Mills eliminated in softball, and it's now down to Musselman and Hedgesville.
So how about that? Regular season, Spring Mills 2-0 against Musselman. Postseason, Musselman 2-0 against Spring Mills. That 1-2 pitch misses outside, count even out of Reisenweber at 2 apiece. 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up.
Well, look at it same way here. Martinsburg 2-0 in the regular season against Musselman. Musselman winning the earlier sectional game, and right now a 5-1 lead in this one.
Here comes the break even. Off the handle, just trying to protect, and Reisenweber does just that. Not sure how much of that ball he actually got, but just enough to send it foul and live to see another pitch, and he's got a a grin on his face.
Yeah, he's having a brief conversation with Musselman catcher Baden Hartman. I think he just about took that one out of Hartman's glove.
Check back over to first. Back in on the head first dive is Siffert. Runners at first and third. Siffert not an overly aggressive lead at first base, but a good secondary lead as the 2-2 high and outside. Good take for Reisenweber, and the count's full.
Well, he's been here before. A 2-2 pitch he struck out in the first. A 3-2 pitch, fly out to center in the fourth. Payoff pitch now due here.
Here comes that pitch on the 3-2, and a swing through at home plate, and coming in to score from third base is Hudson Clement. First base was occupied at the time as Siffert was not moving. He moved on to the ball that got past Baden Hartman, and the second run coming in to score for Martinsburg. It's 5-2.
So no contact apparently made, not a foul ball. So that might be a passed ball that allows the run to score, one down in the inning.
Yeah, certainly in a area of the plate where you would expect Baden Hartman to at least block that out in front. Brings up Isaiah Morris as he lifts one into right field. Trevor Bohr going back towards the warning track. Will camp underneath it and make the catch. Tagging up at second base is Landon Siffert, and he will make it to third base with ease.
Well, Morris put a charge into it, hit it deep into right, but the park will hold it, and Bohr had it measured all the way. Heads up base running by Siffert to go ahead and tag, and now perhaps a wild pitch or a pass ball could bring in a run. We've seen that already for Musselman. Martinsburg's DJ Triggs threw 3 wild pitches after a single to lead off the third inning, and Trenton Wolf eventually came around to score.
Here comes the first pitch to Caleb Edwards, a swing and a miss. And if you're Martinsburg, I'm sure you're thinking 2 is nice, but 3 would be better here. The inning they needed offensively. Try to get some momentum, as all of the momentum belonged to those in green and red. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. This one lifted into right center field. Moving over is Trevor Bohr. He will get underneath, but as he overran it by a step or two, coming back to his left and will make the catch. 2-run score in the inning for Martinsburg. They finally get on the board in this one. It is 5-2. Musselman still a 3-run lead as we go to the 6th inning. Back after this.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TrippsFloorSanding.com.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
Faulkner Park. No runs for either team going into the third inning. Musselman played at 1 in the top of the third, then 2 in the fourth, along with 2 in the top of the fifth. They had a 5-0 lead, and the Martinsburg Bats coming alive in the bottom of the fifth. They played 2. It's 5-2 as we head to the 6th inning. Back in with your play-by-play, Matthew Miller.
Matt Crawford, thank you very much. John Alderton on our TV10 camera. Donald Kenny, our on-site producer. Colin McLaughlin, our engineer, back at the studio. 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up in the Musselman 6th inning. First time for these guys facing Jack Reisenweber, who came in relief of the starter DJ Triggs in the 5th. First pitch up and into Liam Wilson, ball 1. Wilson a ground out to short in the 2nd and delivered a 2 RBI single into right center. Back in the 4th inning, lines this pitch into left field, dropping quickly in for a base hit. Siffert in left plays it on a bounce, and Liam Wilson has his 2nd hit of the day.
And that is now the 3rd straight inning that Musselman has managed to get the leadoff runner on, or leadoff batter on, to become the leadoff runner.
Boy, how about their efficiency? 5 runs on the board, man. I would have that just as hit number 5. Trenton Wolf has one of those hits. He squares, pushes a bunt up the first base line, hugging the line where it's fielded by Reisenweber, and his throw to first hits the base runner, but hang on, they're going to rule that the base runner got in the way and interfered. John Mason is calling the base runner out, and that would be a dead ball. I'm imagining they will send the runner Liam Wilson from third back to second, and they will. Wow, Brian Klepner in that first base coach's box, not pleased with that one. And I got to be honest, it seemed like the runner was running right down the line. Yeah.
I mean, Reisenweber's got to throw through him to get to. I mean, I don't know what else the runner's supposed to do right there. He's running straight for first base.
Are they going to get together or not? No, they're bringing the runner all the way back to first base. So Wilson doesn't even get second base, and now Josh Hartman going to come out of the third base coach's box and come down and talk with plate umpire Dave Boyd about that. Yeah, again.
And I'm with. I don't know what else you're supposed to do as a runner right there, coming out of the box and moving towards first base.
I wish we had an instant replay opportunity to see that, and for those folks that might be watching on the TV10 or WRNR TV on YouTube, we don't even have the video right here in our broadcast position.
So we see it live, and that's it.
That's it, and so that's one, though, we'll definitely have to see if we can go back and look at. Wow. So Wolf is retired on the bunt, one down. Sam Simpson now to the plate, and the pitch down low and inside, ball one. So I believe he will be retired 1-3 as the play was being made by the pitcher Reisenweber. Then you can put a little IN, or I'll put INT for interference in that situation. Pitch a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah,
and that explains why the runner goes all the way back to first.
I'm looking forward to looking at that one again because from our vantage point, I'm not sure what you're supposed to do if you're Trenton Wolf right there.
Reisenweber ready, and the pitch. It is high. Runner was on the move, and the throw down, and it is in time. Asanovich with the throw. Hudson Clement, the second baseman, grabbing that one, and then able to apply the tag, and Liam Wilson caught stealing, 2 down.
That was a perfect throw from Matthew Asanovich. Hudson Clement had his glove sitting right on the outside of the bag, and that ball hit it perfectly, and then sliding into the glove was Liam Wilson. That throw could not have been more on the money.
So now 2 outs with the bases empty, and the 2-1 pitch, a strike to Sam Simpson. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I just got a text from someone who said running straight down the baseline, so we will see as we get a looper out into shallow center, and on the 2-2 pitch, Sam Simpson delivers the base hit, and he'll keep the inning going for Musselman. So I get one text that says running straight down the baseline, and you get a camera shot that's...
Oh, he's inside the base.
So he's inside of the base and the baseline. So
umpire discretion, they're down there, we're up here.
He made the call, and that is it. It stands. Runner interference, and the out recorded. So now with 2 outs and a runner at first, the number 9 hitter, Trevor Bohr, stands in. He swings, sends one the other way. A dive by the shortstop, and he made the catch. Nice play, Carson Buber.
Heck of a play by Carson Buber, and I'm sure he wanted to get that one to make up for the one that ricocheted off his glove that allowed a couple runs to score last inning. Heck of a play by Buber.
Well, in the inning, a couple of hits, but nothing to show for it for Musselman, thanks in part to that runner interference on what could have been a sacrifice bunt. The Applemen failed to score for the first time in the last 3 at-bats. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. When we return, your score is Musselman 5, Martinsburg 2.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Craven lunch or dinner? The side of Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
Shout out to our loyal listeners and viewers who
and
keep
Colin
us
McLaughlin,
straight.
Crack Research, back as our studio engineer, getting that picture to us.
There you go. So Colin sends us the picture, and we've gotten a couple of texts. One on the Musselman side saying he was straight down the line, and two others going, hey, he was inside the line in the field of play or in what would be fair territory, not on the line or in that runner's box. So, again, the call's made. Umpire makes that call. He's on top of it, and we move on. Jake Zittel to get it started in the Bulldog half of the sixth inning. They are able to get through that top of the sixth, but now need runs down 5-2, and Zittel takes down an in-ball one.
What is it with us being here and questions of in the baseline?
It's been that type of season, has it not? Pitch outside from Dylan Stevens. 2 balls, no strikes. Zittel had a single his last time up, a strikeout looking his first time up. He's 1 for 2. No action in the bullpen right now for Musselman. It is in the hands of Dylan Stevens, who misses inside with this pitch. I would have that now as 3 balls and no strikes, and that's the indication from plate umpire Dave Boyd. The 3-0 right down the middle. There's strike one. Michael Lupus, Shine, Knott's due next for the Dogs. Down to their final 6 outs in this game and in this season, trailing 5-2. 2-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. Good pitch again.
Good battle back for Stevens.
Yeah. A little bit up, but still in the zone and working that outside part of the plate, and you just couldn't get around on it. I got another text. John made the right call, so there you go.
All right. I've learned not to question anymore about base paths, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Here we go with that payoff pitch. 3-2 delivery, fouled into the netting just to the right of our position. We'll do it again at 3-2. Zittel came in eating 460 with a 1 for 2 effort, looking to raise that up a little bit. Of course, it could depend on what he does with this one. Zittel in the right-hand box, and another payoff pitch due from the windup. Stevens ready. Here it comes. That one's well outside. That's ball 4. Just the second walk that he has allowed in this one. Leadoff base runner for the Dogs for a second straight inning.
And I've had that as the 4th time in this game.
Now I think we're going to have a pinch runner.
3rd time in this game. My apologies.
3rd time for?
Martinsburg, leadoff batter on.
Yeah, they
first
did it
inning,
in the first.
Then 5th and 6th.
Peyton DeMarco, who served as a courtesy runner in the last half inning, going to have to serve as a pinch runner here as he takes over at first base for the DH Jake Zittel, who just drew the leadoff walk. Now Michael Lupus stands in. 5-2. Musselman with the lead. Martinsburg trying to rally.
Let's see if Coach Ballard decides to start playing small ball, try to lay a bunt down here. Doesn't on the first pitch.
And that first pitch misses down low, and the Musselman faithful wanting that one at the knees but didn't get it. Time being taken. Is Coach Hartman going to come out for a quick conference? He wants to talk with Dylan Stevens. Well, Matt, as they have that conversation, let's see what else is going on in sectional baseball. Wheeling Park and Brook have both been eliminated in Region 1, Section 1. That means Morgantown and John Marshall are battling now to see who will be the sectional champion. And Morgantown already beat John Marshall 7-1, so the Monarchs will have to have 2 wins. Over in Section 2, it's Bridgeport who is in the driver's seat as they beat Preston 22-0 and then beat University 13-6. They are waiting to find out who they will play next, as Buchanan, Upshur, and University are playing today. Preston has already been eliminated. Whoever loses in that Buck-Up and University game will be eliminated. Check out Region 3 in a moment. Action back underway, and the pitch to Lupus in there for a strike, now 1-1. Sophomore third baseman has a fly out to right, and his last time up drew a base on balls. Watches this pitch up and in as he kind of spins that upper body out of the way of ball 2. Over in Region 3, St. Albans and Capital playing today in an elimination. GW in command right now after a couple of wins there in Region 3 and Section 1. South Charleston Riverside already eliminated. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss, now 2-2 to Lupus. Over in Section 2, Woodrow Wilson and Princeton have both been eliminated, so it's down to Greenbrier East and Oak Hill, and Greenbrier East already with a win over Oak Hill, 7-2. Wave and a miss at the 2-2 pitch. Lupus down on strikes. And that pitch off that outside edge. That'll be strikeout number 5 for Stevens.
See if with one down, DeMarco gets put in motion. Whether it's a hit and run or a just straight steal. You'd imagine you'd like to try to get him into scoring position.
He stays as the pitch to the plate, ripped on a line to the third baseman. He'll throw across the diamond, and it's low, bouncing away from Kyle Lohr. He tracks it down in foul territory. No chance for DeMarco to try to advance as he was doing everything possible just to get back to first.
Boy, he was caught dead to rights, wasn't he?
He was. If Wilson's able to get a little more on that throw.
And I think he rushed the throw. I don't think he realized how much time he had. But I think he could have taken a step and made that throw and made sure it was on the money.
That's a tough break right there for Knotts. He hit that one hard.
He did.
But right at Liam Wilson. Nice play there at the hot corner. That's the reason they call it that, right? So Matthew Asanovich to the plate. First pitch swinging grounds. This one in the hole between third and short. That one is out into left field for a base hit. The 2-out hit for Asanovich keeps the inning going. That's his second straight hit as he had a hit and a run scored in the 5th inning. He's 2 for 3, and Martinsburg has 2 on with 2 outs. We've seen a lot of 2-out lightning this season. See if it happens again. I believe that's Isaac Grove who is now going to take over as a courtesy runner after Peyton DeMarco was used earlier as a pinch runner. So it is Grove serving now at first.
And there's a nice little string of hits. If Shine Knotts can hit it left or right of Liam Wilson by 2 or 3 feet in either direction,
yeah,
you've put together a nice little string of hits and probably have another run.
First pitch to Hudson Clement taken for strike one. Matt, in Region 4 and Section 1, Cabell Midland and Spring Valley are playing today. Lincoln County has been eliminated. Huntington right now in charge there in that section as they're 2-0. Pitch down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. And in Region 4, Section 2, Hurricane and Parkersburg South are the two now battling. Hurricane 2-0, Parkersburg South is coming out of a loser's bracket, so they would have to beat Hurricane twice. Pitch to the plate, down low, bounces away from the catcher Hartman through to the backstop. That should be a wild pitch. DeMarco goes to third, and Grove goes to second. So the base runners advance. 2 are in scoring position with 2 outs, and right now down 5-2. This is a big time.
Yeah, 2 very big runs in scoring position right now.
Got to find a way to get these in. Here's that 2-1 pitch. It is high and outside, 3 balls and a strike.
Clement had a big double his last time up, scored a run. Really got things going in this game for Martinsburg. Again, still a hole to dig out of, but a big at-bat here.
3-1 pitch he was taking, and it's a strike on the inside corner. So it's gone full now at 3-2. 2 outs, 2 on, both in scoring position. From the windup, Stevens ready. Here's the pitch. Low and inside, that is ball 4. Tried to come right back to that same spot where he got strike 2. Could not find the plate, and the bases are loaded. We're back to the top of the order in Landon Siffert, and I think we're going to get a pitching change.
Looks like Jacob Miller going to come in from left field.
Yeah, Josh Hartman, head coach, back out, and he will take the baseball from Stevens. We'll see who the new left fielder will be, as Jacob Miller will take over on the mound as he gets into his warm-up tosses. We take a 60-second break. Let's send it back to the studio. We are in the bottom half of inning number 6. 2 outs with the bases loaded, and right now Musselman leading Martinsburg 5-2.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at Cider Press Deli and Grill.com.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TrippsFloorSanding.com.
We would have right around 105 pitches for Dylan Stevens as he exits in this one. And looking back, that would be 2, 3, 4, 7, and about 10, about 65 of those going for strikes. Stevens in 5 2/3 innings has given up 2 runs on 7 hits, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, but the runners on base, all his responsibility with the bases loaded. Peyton DeMarco at third, Isaac Grove at second, Hudson Clement at first, and it's Landon Siffert to face Jacob Miller.
Jacob Miller, 18 2/3 on the mound this year. This will be his 8th appearance, a 1-3 record, 21 hits, given up 19 runs, 14 of those earned, 10 strikeouts to 13 walks, and a 5.25 ERA.
Landon Siffert, 2 for 3 on the day, a couple of singles, a fly out to right, sandwiched in between, and the first pitch to him hits him. Siffert hit by the pitch will get an RBI the hard way, you might say.
Or the easy way, some may say.
18 runs batted in on the year now, as that one will score DeMarco from third. They remain loaded now with Grove at third, Clement at second, Siffert at first, and here comes Jack Reisenweber. 5-3, the Musselman lead cut to 2.
Yeah, the painful way for sure, but some may say the easy way, just standing there taking one off the shoulders. He's still walking that one off.
Not 100% sure where it hit him.
It looked like in the shoulder blade or collarbone area. It was definitely up near the front shoulder, but not sure how much of his back he got turned, so how square it may have hit him in the back. And a huge opportunity for Reisenweber.
Reisenweber is 0 for 3, a pair of strikeouts and a fly out to center. First pitch to him misses just a bit high. That is ball 1. Miller with a pretty good fastball. A right-hand pitcher in a tough situation. Here's that 1-0 pitch. On the outside corner, evens up the count 1-1. Reisenweber with that fly out to center in the 4th. A strikeout in the 1st and in the 5th. Takes this pitch down low and outside. Musselman faithful, hoping to get that call, but it was off the corner.
Yep.
2-1. Bases are loaded. 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning. This pitch up and away. That's ball 3. And there's no place to put him. A bases loaded hit by pitch already bringing in a run. A walk would bring in another. Of course, you groove a fastball, and Reisenweber can change this one in a hurry. Here's that 3-1 pitch, and that one goes behind him all the way through to the backstop. That's ball 4. A run coming home. Not so much on the wild pitch, but just on the base on balls. So a hit by pitch and a walk, RBI number 23 on the season now for Reisenweber. That scores Grove from third, 2 runs in the inning. And Martinsburg within a run at 5-4. And the bases remain loaded with Clement at third, Siffert at second, and Reisenweber at first.
And the big lefty up, and Matt, an awful lot of room in right field for a lefty right now. The outfield is playing deep in right field. Trevor Bohr, but certainly giving up a lot of room between he and the foul line.
First pitch to Isaiah Morris, up and away. So high and outside for ball 1. The left-hand batter awaits. The righty on the hill is ready. Miller to the plate. That one a bit low. May have been off that outside corner as well. 2 balls and no strikes. Now a base on balls or a wild pitch ties it. What a rally for Martinsburg late in this one. Morris taking. There is a strike, and it's 2-1. He becomes the 8th Bulldog to bat in this bottom of the 6th inning. Martinsburg held scoreless through 4. Scored 2 in the bottom of the 5th. That took him from 5-0 to 5-2. And here's a shot ripped back up the middle off the front slope of the mound, rolling out into center field. 1 run scores. Here comes another. It's a 2 RBI base hit for Isaiah Morrison. Just like that, Martinsburg goes from being down to being up by a run, 6-5.
So right now, it turned from a couple innings ago. We're talking about how many outs Martinsburg has left in their season and trying to find some offense. And just like that, now Musselman is down to their final 3 outs when we get to the top of the 7th. What a tale of 2 games this has been.
2 runs batted in for Isaiah Morris, gives him 27 on the season. Runners still at the corners and another trip to the mound. Let's see if we'll have another pitching change. We will. Kobe Hazlett had gone in to play in left field. Hazlett may very well now switch over to right field, as it looks like Trevor Bohr is being called out of right field, and he will come in to try to close the door on Martinsburg in this bottom of the 6th. And now, when you go to the top of the 7th inning for Musselman, they'll be down to their final 3 outs with the 1, 2, and 3 hitters due. As Bohr takes his warm-up tosses, let's take a 1-minute break. Your score now, Martinsburg 6, Musselman 5.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Trevor Bohr will face Caleb Edwards, the 9th Bulldog to hit in this bottom half of the 6th inning. Close the books on Dylan Stevens. The starter gives up 5 runs on 7 hits in 5 2/3 with 5 strikeouts and 3 walks. Jacob Miller did not retire a batter of the 3 that he faced. Gave up a hit, no strikeouts, a walk, and a hit batter. Right now he's given up a run, and 2 are on base with runners at the corners. First pitch to Edwards. Here it comes. He swings, lifts it in the air into right field. Hazlett, who just moved over from left to right, is there and makes the grab, and just like that, the side is retired. So Bohr comes in and does his job as he gets the fly ball out to right to bring the inning to a close, but the damage is done as Martinsburg puts 4 on the board in this bottom of the 6th. And as we go to the 7th and final inning of regulation, it's now Martinsburg 6, Musselman 5.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
Well, Jack Reisenweber now with an opportunity to close this one out and be the pitcher of record. Matt, he could get the win in this one after coming in relief of DJ Triggs.
And hard to believe we're at this point after the struggles that Martinsburg had offensively through the first 4 innings. certainly didn't look like they were going to be able to get 6 runs in this ball game. And, boy, if they come on strong in the last 2 innings.
All right, if you're Coach Josh Hartman and the Applemen, you got the guys at the plate that you want, right?
Yep.
It's the top of the order. Kyle Lohr in the leadoff spot, steps into the left-hand batter's box, and the first pitch to him, a fastball just off the outside edge, ball 1. 3 prior at-bats for Lohr. A ground out to short, a ground out to second, and a sacrifice bunt. So he's 0 for 2. Takes this one outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
After Martinsburg, you got a reliever on the mound that's probably your number 1 guy out of the bullpen this year, and a senior guy you want on the mound right now.
Reisenweber delivers a strike, 2-1. Baden Hartman and Blake Hartman do next. Here's the pitch, fouled back out of play. Now at 2-2. Of course, we know what Blake Hartman did late in the game back on Tuesday. 2-run home run in the 6th inning that proved to be the difference. And are we going to, ironically enough, have the same score as we had in that one? Swinging away, Lohr lines this one into the gap in right center. It's going to get by Morris, the right fielder, all the way to the fence. Lohr rounding second, heading for third. Here's the relay throw, and safe on the head-first dive. That throw a little high and wide. Michael Lupus off the bag to go get it, and it's a leadoff triple for Kyle Lohr.
Boy, that's a big hit for Lohr.
One more time. That young man's a freshman.
Yeah. Awful fun to watch the next couple of years, and Reisenweber leaving that one right over the heart of the plate, and Lohr turning on it and finding the deepest part of the ballpark.
That is tremendous. For a young player like that, in this situation, not to be phased in any way, just ready to go and make a play, and he did. And now Baden Hartman to stand in. But first, Matthew Asanovich out for a quick word with Jack Reisenweber, catcher-pitcher get-together. That's a 4th hit that Musselman has mustered up against Reisenweber since he came in back in that 5th inning. So they have hit the ball, and that includes a couple of singles, a double, and now a triple. First pitch to Baden Hartman, high and inside, ball 1. Nobody out, game tying run just 90 feet away. 6-5, Martinsburg in the lead. Musselman beat Martinsburg 6-5 earlier in the week. Here's a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. By the way, that 6-5 score, the same score that Hedgesville beat Musselman.
I was going to say, could Musselman possibly be in another 6-5 game this week?
They'd like to make this one 6-6 as the pitch on the 1-1 cut on and missed. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. You got the tying run at third with nobody out.
Good odds.
Yeah. Especially with the guys at the plate. Here is a tapper towards the shortstop. The runner finally breaks for the plate, and the throw to first, it's not in time. That's an infield base hit for Baden Hartman. Carson Buber had to come in and play that one on the very high hop. Meanwhile, Lohr got a little late break there at third. I guess after that ball took the second kind of high bounce.
Wanted to make sure it got over the pitcher.
He realized he had time to score, so that is an infield hit. RBI number 19 for Baden Hartman. We're tied at 6.
Good ball game. It's what you would expect in an elimination game against a 2 and 3 seed.
I believe it's Barry who has taken over again as the courtesy runner as Blake Hartman takes strike 1. So the go-ahead run now at first. Nobody out in this top of the 7th. Martinsburg will bat in the bottom of the frame. Blake Hartman fouls one back out of play down the first base line. Down in the count now, 0-2. Haven't quite got the number on the runner, but it was Barry who served as courtesy runner earlier.
It looks like there still may be 2 numerals on that jersey, so Hartman may be running for himself, but I can't quite tell with the lights and everything right now.
0-2 delivery. This one popped foul and out of play. Yeah, I agree. From my angle, can't quite make it out. But, yeah, you're right.
It is a 1-3.
He's running for himself. Yeah. So Hartman's staying in there. Blake Hartman at the plate awaiting another 0-2 pitch after wasting that last one. Reisenweber ready. Here it comes. Swinging a pop-up on the left side of the infield. Michael Lupus, the third baseman, moving in a couple of steps onto the grass, makes the catch for the all-important first out.
Reisenweber going, where was that the last batter?
Can't worry about it now. You got an offense that will now have a chance to try to win it in the bottom of the 7th. It's your job right now, get Jacob Miller. Now I think we will get our courtesy runner. Yeah, he's a courtesy runner for the catcher, Baden Hartman, and again, I think it is Brandon Berry. That looked to be the number 5 again. So the courtesy runner now takes over at first with one out in the inning. Jacob Miller, the batter. He is 1 for 2 in this one. Right-hand hitter awaits. Right-hand pitcher delivers. High fastball, swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Miller's been swinging at everything tonight, hadn't he?
He has.
If it is anywhere close, he's going to take a hack.
But hey, he's grounded out to second, walked, and then had a 2 RBI double. So why not? He sends this one the other way. Isaiah Morris, the right fielder, ranging back towards the line. Backhands, makes the grab, tries to throw in behind the runner at first for the double play, and cannot connect. Barry, who had gotten that large secondary lead and was well on his way towards second, had to retreat to the first base bag.
Off the bat, I thought that was going to be trouble for Martinsburg, and what could be a go-ahead run for Musselman did not trail the way it looked like it was going to off the bat. Good play in right field for Isaiah Morris.
Quick conference as Josh Hartman comes down the line out of the third base coach's box. It speaks with Dave Boyd, our plate umpire. And now it is Kobe Hazlett who will be coming in, and maybe that's part of the conversation.
I'm guessing.
So Hazlett, who would come in right field, actually left field at first, then went to right field in the last half inning, stands in for the first time and fouls it out of play. So he's inserted in the 5 spot in the order, which would have been where the DH Jackson Shockey had been hitting. So the leadoff triple from Kyle Laurie scores on the infield hit from Baden Hartman. Brandon Berry, the courtesy runner, still at first with 2 outs. We're in a tie ball game, 6-6. A swing and a miss by Hazlett, and it's 0-2. Hazlett so far on this season, a couple of hits in 8 at-bats. That's a .250 average. Does have a walk and 4 strikeouts, a .333 on-base percentage. No homers, a couple driven in. Reisenweber ready. The 0-2, here it comes. Just off that outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Frame was a little too deliberate. Started outside and just moving that wrist too much right at the end. You saw Asanovich try to frame it on the outside corner, but you got to move your entire arm that much. You're usually not going to get that call. You got to just roll the wrist.
Now the 1-2, a swing and a miss. Hazlett down on strikes. Big strikeout for Reisenweber. It shuts down the Musselman Applemen, but they do get the game-tying run, and now Martinsburg will need a run to walk it off in the bottom of the 7th inning. After 6.5, we take a break. Tied at 6.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We got this started 2 hours and 1 minute ago with the first pitch at 7:08. It is now 9:09, and Matt, we're right where we started, a tie ball game. It was 0-0 back then. We're now 6-6 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Chance for Martinsburg to walk it off.
Yeah. Saw one walk-off this week, and it was Musselman getting walked off on. You know they're not trying to have that happen twice.
Jake Zindel to get it started out of the number 5 spot in the order for Martinsburg. And the first pitch from Trevor Bohr, a called strike 1. Bohr came in, threw 1 pitch, got a fly out to right field off the bat of Caleb Edwards. That got Musselman out of that bottom of the 6th inning without any further damage after Martinsburg scored 4. This pitch down in the dirt, bounces away from the catcher. Count at 1-1 to Zindel, who has struck out looking, singled into right center, walked, and then gave way to Peyton DeMarco, who scored. DeMarco as the pinch runner. The 1-1 on the way. Zittel takes on the inside corner. There's strike two. Michael Lupus and Shine Knotts due next in this Martinsburg 7th. If they don't get a run here, we'll play some free baseball. Go to the 8th inning. Breaking pitch, very good movement, and just missed.
Too close to take if you're Jake Zittel.
Well, he took it and got away with it.
Apparently a sharp eye at the plate.
2 balls and 2 strikes. That break-even pitch from Bohr. The left-hander ready. Here it comes. Pulled the string, had him out in front, a swing and a miss. That's a strikeout.
Good pitch.
1 down. He's retired the only 2 that he's faced so far in relief of Jacob Miller, who came in relief of Dylan Stevens. Bohr, the 3rd pitcher for Musselman. Michael Lupus to the plate, 0 for 2, a fly out to right, a walk, and last time up, a strikeout swinging. Bohr to the plate, and the first one down and in. That's ball 1. Tied at 6. Neither team scoring through their first 2 at-bats. 1-0 to the plate. This one lifted high into the air. Foul territory, it looks like, down the right field line. And the right fielder and the first baseman converge and cannot make the play. And it is a fair ball, we get the indication.
How does that go? Everybody involved in that play is in foul territory. Wow, look at the luck on that for Martinsburg to go fair.
John Mason, our first base umpire, looking right down the line. And it ends up being a fair ball. Lure and Hazlett, the first baseman and right fielder, not able to communicate very well. A little bit of a collision, and the ball ends up in there, a fair ball.
Yeah, certainly not questioning Mason as the first base umpire, but I'm just not sure how that happened.
Wow.
Wow.
So it ends up being a double for Lupus. He's in scoring position for Shine Knotts, who fouls one back out of play. 1 out, 1 on. And that's the game-winning run right there.
And what looked like a not quite routine pop fly to right field, but one that certainly was playable.
And how in the world that stayed fair, I have no idea. The 0-1 pitch, and here's a bouncing ball foul third base side. Oh, in and out of the bare hand of Aaron Byler.
Not quite the sharp hands we see from Josh Hartman down there.
He needs a little more practice. Shine Knotts 0 for 3, a pop out to first, a fly out to center, a line out to third.
But, yes, scorched one
yes.
last time up.
Absolutely.
If it's one side or the other of Liam Stevens, that's
Liam Wilson.
Liam Wilson, that's a big run.
Here's a ground ball to the shortstop, and that one goes under the legs of Wolf out into left center field, rounding third. Here comes Michael Lupus. He scores. Martinsburg wins. They walk it off by the final score of 7-6. A one-out double, if you will, down the right field line, and then the winning run comes home on an error. Are you kidding me? Oh, my, what a tough way for the Musselman Applemen to drop this one. Oh, boy, Trevor Bohr just down on a knee on the top of the mound. Cannot believe how this one played out. Martinsburg chasing down the batter. Shine Knotts down at first and now circling around and making their way back to left field. Oh, a tough ending to the season for the Musselman Applemen.
And Musselman has played well enough in this postseason to be within 1 run in all 3 of their games, and unfortunately has fallen in 2 of them. And 2 of both losses have been in walk-off style fashion, and you look at both and in air. The reason it has been a walk-off style win for Hedgesville and now Martinsburg against the Applemen. So just a tough one to swallow. Martinsburg pulls the Jimmy V and survives and advances. And for Musselman, it's going to be a long offseason knowing they were within a couple of runs of being in the driver's seat of this section.
We will come back and tell you all about it as we get into our postgame show after this 2-minute timeout. Again, your final at Pigo Faulkner Park. It is Martinsburg 7 and Musselman 6.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
Carpal tunnel syndrome affects 13 million Americans and left untreated can cause long-term debilitation. WVU Medicine Jefferson Medical Center recently became the first hospital in the region to offer carpal tunnel release with ultrasound guidance using the new Sonex Health SX1 microknife. CTR surgery is an outpatient procedure and most patients return to normal activities within 3 to 6 days. For more info, contact WVU Medicine Board Certified Orthopedic Surgeon Brad Wright at 304-725-2663.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Donald Kinney, our on-site producer. John Alderton running our TV10 camera, and Colin McLaughlin back at the studio. Wow, what a game we've had here in this elimination bracket. Musselman and Martinsburg. Matt scoreless through 2. Musselman strikes first with a run in the 3rd. They had 2 more in the 4th and 2 more in the top of the 5th. They got a 5-0 lead, and it is not looking good. Not a lot of offensive life at that point for Martinsburg.
It is not looking good at all. And then in the bottom of the 5th, it all starts with a single from Matthew Hasanovich, then a double by Hudson Clement, and a couple of runs come around to score in the bottom of the 2nd. It was a pass ball that allowed Hudson Clement to come around to score, and pass balls were a big story in this game tonight. We'll get into that when we get into some of the stats later on in this one. So 2 runs scored in that 5th inning. We go to the top of the 6th. 0 runs scored for Musselman, and then the floodgates open for Martinsburg in that 6th inning. The inning started with a leadoff walk for Jake Zittel. He would come around to score on a wild pitch, a double for Hasanovich in that inning, a walk for Hudson Clement, a bases-loaded hit by pitch for Landon Siffert in that inning, and then a 2 RBI double for Isaiah Morris. And just like that, Martinsburg takes the lead 6-5. Top of the 7th inning, a leadoff triple for Kyle Lohr with nobody out. You're thinking, all right, they got to find a way to get this run in from third base, and they do to tie things up at 6. It was an infield single RBI for Baden Hartman. Then after the single for Hartman, he's left stranded at first. They go in order. We get to the 7th inning, a strikeout to start the inning, then a excuse-me double for Michael Lupus that you and I are still scratching our heads how that one ended up in fair territory when everybody involved in that play was standing a step or 2 in foul territory, but it was a double, not questioning that at all. And then a ground ball to the shortstop, Trent Wolf, and a tough one for him as it goes between his legs, coming in to score from second base, Michael Lupus. Martinsburg gets the win by a final score of 7-6.
Unbelievable the way that this one played out. Musselman with a gritty effort after falling behind 6-5 in that 6th. Matt, the leadoff triple from Kyle Lohr in the top of that 7th. A freshman able to get that done, and they get the run to force us into that bottom of the 7th inning. And then, as you said, somewhat of an excuse-me hit that gets it all started, a double, and then the E6 that brings home the winning run. Tough loss for the Musselman Applemen. We'll run the numbers for you as we wrap up our post-game show after this 60-second break. Once again, the final. In walk-off fashion, Martinsburg gets the win over Musselman 7-6.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Babe, I'm hungry.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. You pick.
Chinese?
No, not feeling it.
Mexican?
No, we just had that over the weekend.
You pick.
Let's go to the Cider Press restaurant. They have a new smoker burger. I think you'd really like it.
The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving, where the food is fresh and you feel right at home. Exit 5 right off I-81 in Inwood or online at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
Back one final time on this Friday night here at P.O. Faulkner Park, where Martinsburg gets the 7-6 win over Musselman. Matt, as we start with the pitching totals, pretty decent effort for DJ Triggs in the start tonight for Martinsburg. 4+ innings. Did give up the 4 runs on just 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, 3 base on balls. But the first run scored after a single and then 3 wild pitches. A little bit of control, the issue for Triggs, but he brings that under control, and he looked pretty good tonight.
Yeah, he did. 4 innings plus, 4 runs given up on 3 hits, walked 3 and only struck out 1. But for a guy who's just a junior, a big situation for him, did not think the junior pitched bad at all.
Jack Reisenweber comes in relief, and he will get the victory. He goes 3 innings, giving up 2 runs on 5 hits. He struck out 2 and walked 1. Dylan Stevens, a no decision in the start for Musselman. 5 runs allowed on 7 hits in 5 2/3 innings. 5 strikeouts and 3 walks. Looked like Jacob Miller was going to be in line to take the loss in this one. Did not pitch an inning, gave up a run on a hit with no strikeouts, a walk, and a hit batter. Faced just 3 batters. But Trevor Bohr then came in, got an out. The offense got a run, and ultimately Bohr is the tough luck loser in this one, giving up a run on a hit in 2/3 of an inning. He struck out 1 and did not walk a batter. Matt, offensively.
Offensively, let's start with the Musselman Appman, the leadoff spot. A big triple that ended up tying the game. It came around to be the tying run for Musselman by Kyle Lohr in the leadoff spot. Baden Hartman, an infield single, the RBI that would tie the game up in the 7th inning. A couple of hits for a hit and an intentional walk, rather, for Blake Hartman. He came around to score 2 runs. Jacob Miller, a 2 RBI double along with a walk. And then going down to the lower part of the order, Liam Wilson, a couple of hits, including 2 RBI single. Trenton Wolf had a single and a single for Sam Simpson in the 8th spot of the order. For Martinsburg in the leadoff spot, Landon Siffert had a couple of hits and a RBI the hard way, got hit by a pitch, or at least the painful way, as we were talking about, hit by a pitch to drive in a run. He would also come around to score a run in this one. A walk for Jack Reisenweber, a couple of hits for Isaiah Morris, including the big 2 RBI single in the 6th inning, a single for Jake Zittel, a double for Michael Lupus, what turned out to be the game-winning runner. He would come around to score from the Shine Knots ball put in play. 2 hits for Matthew Wasanovich, and a double, an RBI double for Hudson Clement, along with a walk. He came around to score 2 runs as well.
Final totals for Martinsburg: 7 runs on 9 hits with no errors. They left 8-4 in scoring position. Musselman scored 6 runs on 8 hits with 1 error. They left 5-2 in scoring position. Reisenweber 2-2 with a win. Bohr falls to 3-1 with the loss. Time of the game, 2 hours and 6 minutes. Musselman wrapping up the 2021 season at 11-16. Martinsburg now 20-7, their 3rd consecutive 20-plus win season. That also means Martinsburg will move on, and tomorrow will play in what could be the sectional championship game, as the Dogs will play at Hedgesville. Game time is at 7 and our pregame at 6:40, and Martinsburg has to find a way to not only win that one, but that would then force a decisive championship game, and Martinsburg would have to find a way to win that, and that would likely be on Monday.
Looking forward to it.
We will see how it plays out tomorrow night, again with our pregame at 6:40 from Eagle Field. Well, that does it for us here. Stay tuned. We were planning to take you to Nationals baseball in progress, and what the heck, let's get you there for what could be an exciting finish. There's 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. The Nationals are batting, and they lead Philadelphia by a 2-1 score, so we'll join that in just a moment. Thanks to our sponsors supporting our coverage of high school baseball. Thank you for joining us at each of our broadcast entities for today's broadcast. Thank you to Josh Hartman and to Aaron Byler, the coaches for both teams, providing information and interviews. Thanks to the Turtle, Davis Moore, athletic director here at Martinsburg. Thanks for some pizza in the press box for this one. And thanks to all the staff and the folks here for their help and support with our broadcast coverage. Colin McLaughlin is our engineer at the studio. Donald Kinney, our on-site producer. For John Alderton running our TV10 camera, and for Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller reminding you the final in walk-off fashion. Martinsburg over Musselman 7-6. Until tomorrow, so long, everyone.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Smallwood and Small Insurance, Thomas Miller Agent, Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, Exit 5, Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring in Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center in the Aiken Center, Martinsburg. Dynamark Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Ollie's VIP Northside, Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Art McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. D&N Auto Specialists off Tavern Road, Martinsburg. And Heffley Motors, HeffleyMotorCompany.com.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talk radio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.